What is happening, everybody? Fuck. I'm already laughing my ass off, man. What's up? How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome to another episode of Unfiltered Reptiles Podcast with your boy MJ. We got Steven. Forrest is somewhere. And we got a really cool guest tonight. Really cool guest. Really happy to get into it and whatnot. But before we get started, you guys know what to do. Please, if you support this channel anyway, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the subscription button. Link to my Snake Trap Session YouTube channels in the description below. And follow us on Instagram, man. So you know what to do. But yeah, I just want to say real quick before we get started, I'm back to a regular working job now. And, when it comes to that kind of shit, my work ethic is fucking trash. Okay. So I've been working fucking mad hours. I'm not complaining or anything, but I just want to let you know right now, I'm so tired, but so ready for this podcast. And I want to thank all you guys for fucking being here, making this happen. Thank you, Stephen KUSH. Let's get Stephen. I just want to thank him real quick because he's the homie. And yeah. What? Oh, nope. Oh, there you go. Steven, what's up? Okay. Steven, thank you for being on time and thank you for being here and being part of the show. You are the man. And then whenever Zoo Dreams gets here, let him know that I thank him as well. Okay. Yep. This is awesome. Just so you guys know, this is not even a job to me. This ain't shit. This is fun. So thank you for tuning in and I'm going to wrap it up. Okay. So Steven, what's going on? How's your day today? Thank you for being here. What's up? Talk to us.
Oh, same old grind. We're getting some progress on our breeding season over here. I don't know if anyone saw my story today. Checked in on that barneck female, and she is gravid. I can almost guarantee it in her prelay shed right now. So,
right, damn.
Fingers crossed for barneck scrub pythons here in the near future.
I'm more like fingers crossed that Steven has enough holdbacks where he could kick me down a female and we'd be good.
I mean.
That's what I'm hoping
You're
for.
Up on the list, but that list is me, and then like maybe MJ. So
it's okay. I'll take that. So you're telling me there's a chance.
There's a chance if I get like 15 babies. Like I'm not keeping 15 scrubs, but like if I get 8, like I don't know, man.
All right.
I don't even get any at all. Let's say that in the first place. Like they're scrub pythons. They're not the easiest. So.
Well, everyone's wishing you the best. I could tell you right now, a lot of people are riding for you, bro. Big time because.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You'll be one of the well-known names on a mainstream level, like through social media, who will be producing, scrubs, and that'd be fucking epic. So
yeah,
make it happen. We'll see what's good. If it's not this year, it's going to be next year at least, or the year after. But good thing you're in this for the long run, right?
Hell yeah!
All right, man. So guys, tonight, good friend of Forrest's for sure. I think that's probably only the reason why we got him on here. There's no way I don't think he would even fucking talk to me, but fucking Steven knows him. Mm-hmm. Desiree knows him. Yep. Well-known character of the Fanning family, but I want to introduce somebody really fucking cool, really awesome. I've only talked to him for about 5 minutes, and my sides hurt from laughing, dude. And that's just because this fucking guy's fucking pretty awesome. I want to introduce big homie David Levinson out of RL Exotics. What is going on, David? I know there's no lag, dude.
MJ, you gotta mute him.
Oh.
Cool, now this is going to go great.
There he is. Okay. I thought there was another freeze. David Levinson. I'm sorry, David. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Ooh. It's a long delay, man. I heard myself say doing good before I even said doing good. I think there's a big problem on my end.
Okay. Well, just so you know, we hear you pretty good on our end, so welcome on the show, man. I just want to, thank you again for coming on and spending some of your time tonight, just to kind of get people to know who you are. And, if you're down to let people know where you got that jacket, especially me, that's awesome. Or you can just tell me. I mean, I'm fucking whatever, but what's going on, man? How's your night going tonight? Kind of introduce yourself, man. Let people know who you are.
Dave Levinson. Few people know me, few people don't. I'll be honest. You probably might have got drunk with me at one time or another. I might or may not remember your name. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I don't know, just reptile guy. It's really nothing to say. Just been kind of doing this for a while. Been around some good people. Guys like Forrest.
Right.
Not saying he's a good person. I'm just saying that I know him really well. But gives me opportunities like this, so I might like him a little more after this.
That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Now, I mean, you
keep. But, are you looking for a little deeper? I mean, what do you want out of me? Keep on, just throw some questions my way. Give me some material.
I'm kind of just putting my toe in the water before I fucking cannonball, bro. So don't even worry about it. We're gonna get there. So, all right, David. So you keep reptiles. Tell us a little bit more about that. What's your specialty? What's a snake you really focus on? What's a snake that you that's a part of your mission or whatever the fuck you're doing? Tell us more.
Yeah. So.
I'm sorry.
Interesting.
No, that works. Hey, just so you know, the delay is horrible. Let's hope this doesn't sound like shit.
Okay. Like I said,
do a great start.
Whatever you're saying is coming through. So just go ahead and talk if you can. And, yeah. Did you hear the question I asked you? Oh, my God. This is the first, guys. Well, not the first, but first ever since we got in the StreamYard here.
We're working with a lot of different species here. Me personally, boas were kind of one of those things that really got me intrigued with the hobby. I had no idea how many different crazy colors there were out there. I got introduced to the hobby by a guy who works at my local pet store. And at that point, it just snowballed, man. Just spent. What's that?
Excuse me?
Oh, this is horrible. This is the worst time ever. Where's the other guy?
Forrest is,
Anyway.
I think he's in the driveway. He's on his way to come in.
If we're having technical difficulties that could be on my end, I could try to figure out how to fix this.
I like I said, we hear you loud and clear.
No,
on
I'm
our
hearing
end.
nothing. I'm getting nothing.
Okay.
Good
Well,
to
hell, Dave, let's see. Me and Steven could keep talking if you maybe want to, log out and log back in like we did earlier. If that helps, it's up to you.
So this is going to sound pretty silly. Do you want me to drive to the nearby town and see if I can make this work?
I mean, that's totally fine with me. Is that okay with you?
Nothing.
Shout out to everyone in the comments, by the way. Shout out to Always Evolving Pythons. Shout out to Desiree. I know she's cracking up right now. Dale, what's up, Dale? Hope you guys are having a good night. Hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm
Yeah, Steve's scratching his head. Your face isn't moving. I can see me just fine. Are you getting any of this?
Yeah, we are. We're getting all of it until you don't talk. And then once you talk, we're getting it.
Yeah, what we hear is gold. But
yeah, what we hear is awesome. So far, yeah, it's a little awkward. I'm not gonna lie, but it's funny as shit. So.
Okay, I got a long delay on your end.
Yeah, we got so close. Okay,
it's pretty
I'm
sloppy,
sorry.
but okay. Yeah, I don't know, boas, man. I love boas. Got into boas, started doing boas. After that, what? Do we need to abort? Is this an abortion happening?
Nobody fucking warned me for this, dude. Nobody told me. Nobody told me. I feel like I'm gonna have to pay this guy now. This is fucking too funny, dude. What's up, Dave?
It's in and out. The problem is I'm trying to read your facial expressions and they're just not keyed in. You're like on a delay. I'm on delay. It's awful. And one of us just has to talk for 3 hours and everyone else has got to shut up. I don't want to be that guy though. I'll be honest.
We'll just text you the questions and you just talk and talk and talk.
I don't want to break it to you. We're using my phone right now. I might not get your text messages.
What's up? Hey, it's Sue Dreams.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. This is Missouri. I just don't think the technology is here yet. Like, I think we're over our heads right now.
Well, Forrest is here, so maybe you can hear Forrest's voice since we're having such a delay.
Can't hear us.
It's just real choppy.
You could hear us, dude. You could hear us. Come on, sit down. Hey, honestly, I guarantee you, once you sit down, Dave's gonna get serious for a little bit. So he's probably doing this because your ass is lagging.
Like I said, we're all getting a very different experience here.
Okay, but you guys went ahead and went live.
Sit down, please, Forrest.
Okay.
Talk to your boy right now.
Yep. Well, good decision there, guys.
Yeah, we got some. Dude, we shout out, man. We got O'Malley Morris in the house, and people for this show. So I'm pretty excited.
The splitter. That's the problem.
So as you guys could see, David is as American as I would like anyone to be American. I fucking big fan of his windbreaker.
Yeah, I seriously don't know what's going on right now. I just see a lot of things. Like, it's pixelated, man. I'm not in a good place right now.
Well, that's probably what's your internet situation?
This is the mountain top. You just deal. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Hey, but good news. We got 11 minutes down, so that's pretty good.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay, so
I could go somewhere else and see if I can make it work.
So, MJ, can you hear us?
I could hear him perfectly fine.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you perfectly fine. Everyone in the comments unless you have headphones, that will probably help. I don't think headphones is going to help.
Out of the game.
I don't think headphones is going to help David's, reception. Because we can hear David perfectly fine.
No.
What up, Wiz Constrictors? How you doing, bro?
But he can hear you fine?
Yeah, but he's saying it's taking forever for him to get the audio. So he sees a blank face, he sees a face that's stilled, and then he hears voice I don't know, however many seconds after that. But I don't know.
So here's the deal. I'm not really a computer guy, but let's do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. You guys say Marco, I'll say Polo, and I'll let you know how long the delay is.
Go ahead, Forrest. Marco.
Polo.
No.
Oh,
dude.
All right, attempt one. Fuck.
Okay. Took you 9 seconds. That was 9 whole seconds. Polo.
Okay, dude, this is a serious show. This is one of the most important shows ever.
I know. I thought, I don't know. You did not warn me about this, Forrest. Steven did not. I did not know I was going to be laughing this fucking hard. I was laughing this hard before we went live.
Yeah, this is one of our best shows we probably will ever do. So
I'm hanging in there, dude, and I hope everyone else hangs for this shit because it's.
I'm not. I think I'm rolling out almost. If it's not going to work.
I mean, the quality's shit, but I'm really enjoying the conversations we're not having.
Yep. Yeah.
So we got a 9-second delay. We know this now. So after you ask me a question, just don't do anything for 9 seconds and just don't make it weird.
Perfect. Okay. Perfect. All right. So Forrest, why don't you ask David the first question for me, please? I asked him a question already, but why don't you ask him a question?
Okay. Let's see here. All right. So did you guys already do the Dave? How'd you get started in this? All that basic stuff.
I wouldn't say we did that. It kind of broke up.
Okay. Yeah. So David Levinson from RL Exotics. Known this guy for, I don't know, maybe a decade or something. One of the most important people in the industry, one of the hardest working people in the industry, runs an amazing facility for those of you who do not know him. But yeah, I don't know much about your actual early origins in reptiles. So fill me in with how you got started in that and how it led into you wanting to do it for a living.
Okay, so I'm going to talk for about 60 seconds, and then you jump in if you don't hear anything. Yeah. Same as some people in the industry, just really loved being outdoors as a little kid. Had 6 or 7 tanks in my kitchen with a turtle and decay snake and garters and water snakes. Just really obsessed over going out and finding. Later on, about senior high, I started going to one of my local pet stores and a guy who worked there knew about the industry. You know, I had a pet boa, a couple Brazilian rainbow boas, I think a couple Amazon tree boas, but really had no idea what was happening in the industry. And this was 2002. So he taught me the ins and outs to an extent, showed me what he knew, and then jumped on king snake and spent every penny I ever had for about 5 years of my life.
Oh yeah.
Wait, you have to wait. Shh, just wait.
So we wait, and then we ask.
So again, 9-second delay. I'm just gonna start talking some more. But no, you
It's
know,
probably my last video interview ever, guys. So
Yeah, bullshit. You know, dude,
Yeah.
this is not the video. I'll tell you that right now. This is fucking. Anyways.
you know, this is making my Wi-Fi look pretty Jewish right now. I'm just gonna keep talking. Like, I'm just gonna tell you some stories, tell you about people I know, and then I'm gonna shut up for a little bit, okay?
Yep.
I'm not waiting 9 seconds for the delay.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, but I just see myself right now. This is very weird. Where'd you guys go?
We're gonna let you talk. Go ahead. You got the floor, okay? Go ahead and hit it, bro. Hit the.
Whew.
It's been more than 9 seconds, so I'm pretty sure you heard what I said. So go ahead and talk. 60 seconds. Give us 60 seconds, please.
This is not how I thought my first time would be.
Okay. So is there more than a 9-second delay now is what I want to know, because I counted 9 seconds. Go ahead.
Did you ask if there was more to me? Like, I didn't get it.
All right, Dave. Dave, do you just want to call in?
Yeah. Oh boy. First for everything.
Okay, so it's a little in and out. Yeah. Do you want me to try to relocate?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah. If you can relocate somewhere where
Relocate?
you can,
Okay. I mean,
if you can relocate somewhere where you can click on a YouTube video,
all right, just give
and
me
you
a
don't
favor.
have to wait for it to load.
Hey, how about this? I'm going to hang up, and I'm going to go walk somewhere. We're going to try this again. So you guys have to be okay for about 2-3 minutes.
We'll be all right.
No problem.
Cool with that.
I'll be
Good
back.
luck, okay? We'll be here. What the fuck, bro? Holy shit. Oh
Are we
my
still
god.
live?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we're still live. What do you mean? We're not gonna just go off and then go back on. This is live as fuck right now.
Yeah.
How you doing, Forrest?
Oh, I'm miserable, dude. Just pissed about this.
Well, let's just be a little bit positive. I'm sure a lot of people are miserable out there. Let's just, say I'm okay and just keep it moving, Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here. I'm really glad you're here.
Definitely.
Fashionably late. It's all good.
I'm
Steven
glad I
here.
was, because I would have just started having a meltdown earlier. So that's good.
Well, I can tell you what, fuck, man. From the jacket to the mustache, David Levinson had quite an impression. This guy, something else, all in good ways.
No, I
mean,
I was more excited for this interview probably than anything we've ever done. I mean, not that everything we've ever done hasn't been amazing, but
I know. I feel you on that. And like I said this in the beginning when you weren't here that I was pretty fucking stoked. I mean, I've been working all goddamn day, but I'm like wide awake for this episode. I'm super stoked to have David on here.
yeah.
Hopefully we could get him on with good receptions. I should have asked if he lived in the sticks or anything like that. Like I said, ever since we switched to StreamYard, we've had no issues with audio. I mean, with video or anything like that. So, but it happens. What are you going to do? It's all right.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of people who listen to this on podcast streams like, Apple and Spotify and Buzzsprout, you could catch that here. So if you don't want to catch any of this, lagging. I mean, I think this is gold. This is fucking hilarious. I mean, there's always a first, right? This is probably going to be a legendary episode either way. I won't, until David fucking leaves and doesn't come back, I'm not leaving this live. I'm staying this right here in front of this live.
Yeah.
I feel like this motherfucker just got some up his sleeve. He's a character. And holy shit. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I've laughed that hard in a long time. I was laughing like to my sides hurt before we even went live, dude. I mean,
there's literally nobody funnier in the entire world than Dave.
No, you're right. And I've met some pretty fucking funny people in my life. And I told KUSH, this guy's funny and he's not even trying to be funny. Like, this is how he is. He's just he's that character, man. And anyway, so hopefully he chimes in here. I guarantee he's going to be chiming in any second now. So, but shout out to everyone in the comments, man. This is going to be great. Chris Graham, what up, Chris Graham? I think it's the first time he ever chimed in. I think he's only here because Miguel's here, but it's all good. O'Malley's Morphs in the house, like I said. Genomic Labs, what's up, bro? How's the fucking Super Blade Clown doing? Yeah, so Forrest, fuck, this guy's funny, dude.
Oh, he's so funny, and it's not even, that's just part of him, and that sense of humor and that ability to not take everything too seriously and not let things get him down. That's part of what's led to his success. And
yeah,
I don't even think he can really elaborate on how successful he is, but I do think in the ball python game I would put him in the top 3, and that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. And I watched this guy come up from the Repticon shows when we were in our early 20s, and I was driving around to every single show just to network and meet people and try to make a name for myself. And there's one guy that I would just always see no matter where I went.
We're talking about you right now, Dave. So I have David Levinson on the phone right now.
So that's how a call-in would have to work, is like that?
Go ahead, speak, Dave.
Yeah, I'm speaking. How does that sound?
Yeah, can you hear him?
Are you laughing because it sounds like shit?
I don't know.
I mean, I can hear you.
Yeah, no, it sounds good.
All right. Go ahead, David.
Does it?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay, yeah, like I said, there's about a 4-second delay, so I guess we're just going to work with the delay, right?
Let's work with the delay. 4 seconds is better than 9, man. Let's just go with it, bro.
I mean, I'll be honest. If you guys can occupy yourself for about 23 minutes, I could drive to the local Walmart and maybe have, better internet.
Well, I mean, the thing is nobody cares about the live. Like, our live is cool. We have, I don't know how many average live listeners we have.
Now we're gonna lose whatever live listeners we have because you just said that nobody cares. So right on.
Yeah, nobody cares about you guys. So to hell with it. But no, they're awesome. But
sorry,
I mean,
sorry about Forrest tonight, guys. He's just
I'll be honest. I have a couple people watching this right now, and they're sending me messages and telling me how awful it is.
okay.
Yeah, and I know that too. And and what it is it's all the other podcasts. Everybody's on the phone, and then ours, if we need a call in, we have to do it over speakerphone. So I don't know what it is about our platform issue, but I'm upset about it right now. So if you guys could just, I don't know, everybody make fun of me or make me laugh or something, it won't seem so bad. But I'm pretty upset about it.
Why don't we just fucking get this guy talking right now? Why, since we have him on the phone? What's the problem?
Okay, go ahead.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
I mean, so am I going to Walmart?
Ew, dude, fuck. We're not rescheduling this shit. Even if we fucking reschedule this shit, this same shit's gonna fucking happen. We're sticking this out. Don't go to Walmart. Let's do your phone or stay on your phone while you drive to Walmart. Then when you get to Walmart, you can chime back in. That sounds like a fucking grand idea.
Okay. Can I have your phone number?
Yeah, I texted you already. Do you have the 714 number, right? I'll go ahead and text you again the number. I'm not fucking putting my number out in the live.
It's 704 is my number.
Okay.
And do me a favor, send it over Messenger. I'm going to go boogie down to my car, and then I'm going to lose you 3 or 4 times on the drive.
Okay.
And we're going to hope Walmart's the answer.
All right, I'm going to shoot you that right now, okay? I'm going to shoot you the number on Messenger.
Okay, I'm going to call you, but you got to wait a moment.
Okay.
Get about 300 yards from my house before it works again.
100%. 100%. Okay. Going to do that right now, David. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. How do I want to rate this quality of this call? Go fuck yourself. How about that?
How did we do Joe Switowski in those type of call-ins?
Because Joe Switowski is not fucking busting balls and being a fucking funny ass motherfucker. That's why Joe Switowski called in and just mute, like he disabled his camera. So it was this all audio. Period.
Yeah, and that worked great.
Yeah, so he did that now, but he's just showing his face. Even if he doesn't show his face, it's still a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he needs to get, but
whew.
Yeah, so if he gets somewhere with full service on his cell phone and he does this through the cell phone and disables video, he should be fine. Or
he could do, but that's what I'm saying. The video is not causing the delay, even if he was just
where he is.
Okay, well, he could just look. Remember, before you enter this podcast, you could disable the mic or the audio or the the video or the audio. So he could just disable the video and come in, and it'll just be a black screen.
Mm-hmm.
It'll show David Levinson right there in the corner.
Yeah, I think his connection's so poor.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I should have asked that. So sorry to everyone in the comments, everyone fucking tuned in right now. Stick with us. I'm fine.
Yeah, where we messed up today was a time zone issue. It basically, Dave's time zone's an hour earlier, and so we normally have an hour to work through these things, and we don't. So we'll make this a 4-hour episode if we have to. It's all good. Hopefully, we'll be able to make it work, and it'll be worth it. So, yeah. I'm stoked that people in the comments are laughing and having fun, though. So
yeah, shout out to everyone in the comments. Fucking what up, Jake?
Yeah,
man.
I'm
gonna smoke. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like shit.
Hey, but real quick, Kush.
Yo.
Tell us more about your Barnick scrub pythons.
I mean,
please tell me something really fucking interesting right now. I'm gonna put you on mute. Go ahead and talk.
Let's talk about Barnick scrub pythons. So if anyone missed it earlier, got a gravid female over here going under a prelay shed just to set up the nest box today. So with any luck, we'll be able to have scrub python babies this year without even planning it. Found out the male was in fact a male about 3 days before I paired him. Bought it as a female, thought it was a female, and then shed some big sperm plugs. I'm like, here it goes. So threw them together, locked 5 times, and basically just calling it beginner's luck, Yeah. I say that with green trees all the time, where the first time you breed green tree pythons, you'll get a clutch, and it's your beginner's luck, and then you throw thousands of dollars into them, and you never produce them again. So
yeah,
here's the only scrub pythons. I'll freaking take it. I got beginner's luck with green trees, so I think I just got to breed every species one time, and then I'll get them. But,
I think kind of one of the name in the games. One of the things to do in this hobby is take advantage of any opportunity you can get. Like you said, right? You had your opportunity to fucking breed scrubs, and here you are. That's sick. I'm proud of you. Keep it going. And then your chondros, right? You just paired those up again, right?
Yeah. Haven't seen any action out of them yet, which could be a good sign. So we're doing 3 major pairings over here this year. We got our primary one is the Mosaic line. Got Friday the 13th, the male from Pedro in Portugal. FORREST imported a little over a year ago. Got him paired with a Carpet Queen times Trooper Walsh Blue Line female. And they've lost. She went off food and threw them back together and haven't seen anything. So, it's one of those things. They're not an easy species to breed. So you see all these positive signs, and you just you try not to get too worked up about it because you might be disappointed. But it's the same deal with our other 2 pairings too. Got the Blue Jaipura male. Got that one going to the female that I have that produced my clutch last year, which is Vinsky Blue Line to PNG Strong. So that could be pretty exciting too. Got some nice blue genetics in both.
I want to see pics of that Vinsky Blue Line whenever at some point because
yeah,
Vinskys are awesome, man.
And
you can't really get true Vinskys anymore at all, right? That's from I don't know who I talked to about that, but it's uncommon to get a true Vinsky. Like, you know.
That's a better Patrick question, honestly.
Yeah, I think I talked to Patrick about. I can't remember what I talked about.
Patrick a little bit.
He's real big on the Vinsky stuff.
Shout out to Patrick.
Yeah, he's got a lot of really awesome Vinsky projects, and I'm proud to say that one of my offspring is actually with him right now, and he sends me update pictures all the time. That thing's looking freaking sweet. I'm almost kind of regretting letting it go, but I know it's in good hands. So
yeah, pretty stoked that David is the first. Even though we haven't really got into the interview yet, but he's the first guest we've had that we're bringing some fucking big ball python people into the comments. Shout out to Will Merrows. Will Merrows in the house, Royal Canadian Reptiles, probably one of the biggest Canadians, fucking killing it in the ball python game. So shout out to Will. You should probably poke your head in here more often, Will. It'd be great because people do breed other species than ball pythons, big time.
Nothing wrong with ball pythons, though, man.
Nothing's wrong, but there's a fucking there's milk snakes, there's fucking hog noses, bruh. Just kidding. I don't have any of those. No. But if you do, right on. Good for you. Shout out to Tony Abruzzi. What up? You Italian, bro? I like that last name. I really hope, if it takes what he said is going to take 23 minutes to get to the Walmart.
Something like that.
It's been about 6 minutes at the most, I think. So I think at this point, what we'll talk about is guests we plan on bringing on. Okay, so we just talked about Pedro, right? So Pedro is, dude. What's cool about bringing Pedro on, he's excited to come on the show. Like, he actually wants to hop on this show, spread some knowledge. I hope to God this dude has reception. I hope in Portugal they have sick ass Wi-Fi and shit. I'm pretty sure they do. Just so we don't have to worry about that stuff. You know what I mean? But excited to have Pedro on because honestly, man, I would tell you, like, this motherfucker has snakes that I'm more than likely I'll never own. I'll never. And if I do, God, Jesus, snake gods love me. I don't even, because it's nuts what he's It's nuts what he's producing. Forrest has a taste of what he has. Do you know if anyone else has any of Pedro's work inside the United States?
I think somebody. And I know for a fact, I think there's somebody else who's supposed to be getting one or something like that, but I'm not too sure. So Forrest is the only one that I know of. I know someone in Canada got one on the same export as Forrest, but that's Canada. So within the US, I think it's just him.
Right. I have my phone right in front of me in case David calls me for whatever reason. But yeah, Pedro, excited. Janet Lee. So Oh, here we have.
Pick that shit up.
David.
You got me?
I hear you. Nice and clear.
Okay, so I'm just going to put this out there. Until I get to Walmart, we got to keep it casual because you're going to move me a couple times in this drive. Got it. Let's not get too serious. Maybe we'll listen to Forrest talk for a little bit, and I'll chime in.
Perfect.
Keep it casual.
I'm down. Let's do it. Where is Forrest?
I think he's grabbing something from the car.
Okay, he'll be right back, David. Are you? So you're en route right now?
I'm en route.
Okay.
Through the woods. Kind of coming down a mountain right now. I'm on my way.
Okay. I apologize for not asking how deep in Missouri you were located or how the reception was where you're from. So that was my bad. I apologize, David.
It's all right. We got 110. I know 5.
Right on. Okay. How many Walmarts are in your area?
There's one in each direction, 30 minutes away.
Okay. Well, we have Forrest here, and we're gonna have Forrest, talk a little bit and have you chime in. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right. What's up, Forrest?
How much? So is it good now?
Yeah, we're good. We have him on the speakerphone here. He sounds great on my end. How's he sound on your end? David, can you say something real quick?
Yeah. Hey.
What's up, Dave?
Okay.
Was that enough? You need more?
No, that's good, dude. So how are you, Dave?
I think you get a bad signal again.
Okay. I'm back again. This is going to happen the whole way there. It's going to be annoying.
Okay. Cool. Hey, Dave, once once you're there, is there like a Wi-Fi or something anywhere around, or no?
I'm just kind of banking when I get to town, it's going to be a lot better. I'll be honest with you. You know, I was kind of dressed for the occasion. I got short shorts on, and it's like 25 degrees outside. I'm not exactly going to go in Walmart.
Okay, that's okay. No, and that's why I'm bummed. I know that the outfit was a huge part of this, so I want the audio or I want the video to work too. But there's rural, and then there's rural, and Dave is in about as rural as it gets. So making it work with the video is tough. So, but if we can get you to where your phone service is absolutely at its best. Which I don't know, when y'all head into town, do you get full service or?
I mean, I'm optimistic. I've never done a podcast in town before, so the most I can tell you is I can text and send messages just fine.
Okay, cool. So I think we'll be good. Word. Right on, man. So yeah, I was just kind of telling everybody a little bit about coming up in the game with you and you know, you just seeing you do your thing, and how for us in our early 20s when we were trying to make a name for ourselves and start doing this. I mean, you might have already been doing it. How long have you been doing this for a living with no other source of income?
We lost him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
basically, I already know. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up this interview. He wants to talk to you, Forrest. Made that pretty clear. So.
Okay. Yeah. Probably got a lot of jokes to cut about me. I don't know, you know, maybe some memes to drop. I don't know. He's we've been through some shit. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, he's like I said, you know, just I remember being young and wanting this so bad.
Well,
and it was still a dream, and then seeing Dave and like, yeah, he was funny and you know, haha and everything. But like everywhere I went, this guy was and he was just working so hard, and he had such a strong work ethic and such a good background in sales, where it's like there was nobody else other than him really that stood out to me, that I was like, all right, this guy is another one that's definitely that was my age, that was definitely gonna go full time and go pro. And you know, I remember, like, you know, Winston was another one. Winston Smith hustling as absolutely as hard as he could, but then Winston ended up, I think, kind of getting so big that he did other things.
Nope. He keeps calling, but it keeps like dying, like it keeps hanging up.
Yeah. So
at least he's on his way to the Walmart. But look, at the end of the day, I know this guy has so much insight on shit.
If we have to redo this, it doesn't matter. I mean,
I'm not worried about redoing it. I think this is, I mean, look, if people don't want to fucking listen to this, all they got to do is skip the motherfucker. I'm fine with it. I'm not worried about this shit. People don't need to listen to everything that just happened, even though I guarantee people will, because this shit is beyond fucking comical. I can tell you that right now. It's pretty goddamn funny. So it's worth it. Trust me. If he gets to Walmart and he has connection and it's on, bro, worth it. I'm telling you right now. This is like waiting for the main guy to hit the stage at a fucking comedy show or some shit. This is really worth it. So just got to be patient. You know what I mean? This is, like I said, Forrest is really over the top excited for this episode for a reason. And I think it's the buildup. This is a buildup for something. I feel it. 100% I feel it. Steven, you fucking made a promise to me earlier in this episode. You're going to speak the fuck up, okay? Since I'm not going to talk as much once he hops on, unless he asks me something, I need you to fucking talk on my behalf, okay?
Okay.
You cool with that?
I still have a feeling it's me mostly Forrest, but I'll try my best.
I'm gonna be live in the comments. I'll be doing my thing in the comments, okay? But just want to hear this guy's insight.
For
Bottom
sure.
line. If he wants me to talk less, I'm cool with that. I have no problem.
Well, and if not, I'll you know, I mean, everybody tells me.
Hold on. Just going to be in and out. Oh man. Okay. Just got to deal with it. Not dead. Just going to be in and out. Just reading you what he's texting me via Facebook Messenger. But we're in communication, so that's good.
You just got best episode ever in the comments, so
I think
we're
they've
doing
been
something
saying that
right.
over and over. Yeah.
I mean, we're doing something right if we're getting best episode ever. You know,
we haven't ended this. You know what I mean? We're not ending this. There's no way. Not only that, I fucking, did what I had to do to make it to this fucking episode tonight. What's going
downhill? Like, let's just keep going. Like run the shit.
Good. I don't even think this is a.
What'd you have to do to get to this episode? Was it like uphill both ways, or what kind of?
Well, I'm back to the fucking grind, and my work's very demanding, and it's a kind of job to where I'm coming back to a job where I manage fucking over 25 people, and everything's brand new to me. So it's fucking, I just started Monday, but it's been 12, 13-hour days. Not bitching, I'm just saying it's been a fucking grind, and I cut my day to a 10.5-hour day just so I wouldn't miss this shit. So. Yeah, it's important that I did what I had to do to fucking catch this episode. That's why I'm not ending it. Period.
Word. Yeah, me neither. No, if I had to stay here like 5 hours, just to start it, I would. So that's how dedicated it.
Yeah.
To getting Dave out there and yeah, he's an amazing dude and for all our ball python listeners, this is going to be an awesome episode because he's at the lead of that game and I'm definitely. I love ball pythons. A lot of people live in the ball python dreams. No, I really do. I mean, I love.
I'm laughing. Okay, I wish I could show you this. Maybe you could read it. Can you read that?
Yeah.
Read it.
Just ask. Just read it out loud.
No, I want you to read it. Read it.
Okay, you got to go down a little bit. Just ask Forrest to times the length of his penis in inch x 1.5, and that's how long. Until I'm at Walmart. If he's feeling shy, it's about 15 minutes. All right, I got to do some division.
Oh my god, bro!
So this is great. I'm glad, and that's an unfortunate thing about an episode with Dave is it could get into a lot of penis talk.
Which, according to last week, is a fun topic of one of the hosts of this show.
Yeah, luckily I don't think Dave's listened to last week's show, or there would already be memes about me. From last week's show.
So Ari, I've been to Papua.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm hoping Dave actually doesn't find out about that. But yeah, Dave really likes to talk about that topic. So
I hope Nobi couldn't read that or hear that. Shout out to Nobi, poor girl.
Yeah, no kidding.
But she knows. I mean, her pops knows what's good. She let her in. She let him in here, or she let her in here. He's cool. I mean, I haven't talked to him, but I'm pretty sure he's cool. Anyways.
Crazy. He was actually 100% on point. Cool. Yeah, no, that was like an awesome guess.
I just saw the calculator on the screen.
He calculated it. Wow.
But hey,
All right. So if anyone
feel better about himself,
I see viewers coming in and then coming in. So if you're new and just chiming in right now, we're here interviewing Dave Levinson from RL Exotics, and it's been a toot so far. It's goddamn hilarious, and he's about, I'll say, 13.5 minutes away from the nearby Walmart where he for sure has better reception, where he'll be able to go live from his phone. And if not, he already called in. We'll be able to get some sort of audio from him. But yeah, we're excited. It's been a roll so far, man. How you feel, Forrest?
I feel great now. Like, just the accuracy of that statement was awesome. So that was cool.
He's like, I'm very impressed.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool.
I'm in the boreal room. It's getting a little chilly. I'm going to shut the window. So you, Forrest, tell Steven about his Employee of the Month award.
No, man, he's fighting for his job right now. He's definitely trying. He's doing his best. He's got some stuff to improve on, but things have been rough. So I don't know, Steven, kind of that was part of the reason why I was so excited for this episode was thinking about my pursuit of being a professional reptile breeder, keeper, rodent business person, whatever. How's it been for you so far?
Living in the gutters of the reptile business, but no, it's been sweet. I mean, it's everything I've ever wanted to do, and I know the work that it takes. So
yeah,
it's a lot easier said than done, and a lot of people who say it don't have what it takes to do it. So
fuck no, dude. You're like we were talking about a little bit earlier, and what Steven's doing, the capital of shit that he's doing as far as animal keeping on a day-to-day basis, on top of fucking keeping a fucking multi-million-dollar fucking rat business going. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's doing a lot. He's doing the most, and Steven, that's let's be honest. The last fucking episode you were on and you were very fucking quiet. You were fucking probably beat the shit. I don't think you had enough energy to really speak. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not really.
Yeah, you need a B12 shot in your ass. That fucking pure energy, bro. That's what you need. 100%.
Whatever it takes, right?
They sell it on Amazon Prime, just so you know.
Yeah, essential oils,
Lubes,
definitely use lube.
Hey, hold on real quick. RC, my God, Will has a question for Forrest. He wants to know: have you had any luck breeding tree monitors?
No, I have not yet. We've raised almost everything from neonates, captive born or captive hatched. We've got a proven breeder pair of black tree monitors, and nice. There are species where it's like there's people that are professional monitor breeders, or guys like John Adranya, who edits the scientific journal, the TOWAC journal, and runs SimHatch. And he does this, he breeds monitors basically like as part of his living. And he had a pair of McCrae blue tree monitors for a long, long time and couldn't get them to breed. And there's been a lot of people like that who have tried tree monitors and have not been able to figure them out. And then, after talking to Michael Cole out in Washington, D.C. at the Reptile Law Symposium, it's one of the first times I got to have a serious conversation with him about those. And he was telling me how he's got hundreds of them outdoors and he can't get success some years. Some years he only gets out of a few hundred pairs, he gets 50 babies or 20 babies
in their native range too. That's not even in the United States. That's literally Indo.
Yeah, I think what it is for one, I think something we're looking at. Me and Desiree, we were just at the Arlington show, and we stayed after for a little family time. And we spent Monday at Dallas Zoo, Tuesday at Dallas Fort Worth, and then Wednesday at Dallas World Aquarium. And the first day at Dallas Zoo, they bred most of the tree monitors, and they bred a lot of monitors for the first time, some serious stuff. And when talking to the keeper there, who had just produced croc monitors, he was really, really heavy on obesity. And so that was something I had to come home and be like, okay, even though, these animals all look perfect to me and they make me feel really good, I think they're probably obese. So I think that's issue number one. I think issue number two is finding the eggs before the male or even the female eats them. So that's the thing, is being dedicated enough to go look through that cage every day and find those eggs. Because I'm pretty sure we probably have not produced tree monitors, but eggs. We just haven't found them before they've been eaten. So it's something I really want to do. Somebody I'd love to have on in the future is Brandon from Canada. So shout out to Brandon. Shout out to that's Harrison Wang, Royal Canadian, right?
No. It's oh yeah, it is. My bad. No. Harrison Wang is Royal Constrictor or Royal Canvas Exotics. Royal Canadian Reptiles is Will Merrows, who's he's up in Canada. So this fucking shot. I mean, I love Harrison, but fucking this fool Will is way locked out when it comes to ball pythons. He's sick.
Really serious guy too. That's a whole serious group of guys up there that are.
He is.
They're not playing around, and they have an awesome scene. And so it's exciting. When this episode all plays out for everybody out there that they want to pursue this dream and they want to make it happen. Dave was always somebody that, when I was kind of hating on ball pythons for a little bit, thinking that people still new guys couldn't be chasing the dream and make a living. He's somebody that's going to be able to prove that's not true and give examples that's not true, because if you want it bad enough, you can do it. And, pursuing the dream and seeing the next generation of guys come up and make it happen for themselves. It's just an awesome thing to see. And I don't know. It's it's not easy.
Like, I mean, we all know that Forrest and Steven work with shit that's really tough. Like, when it comes to breeding, at least, super difficult, right? But these tree monitors are like top of that list when we talk about difficulty, right? Am I right or wrong? I mean, if you see eggs from a tree monitor, you're gonna lose your shit. Am I right or am I wrong?
Kind of thing where like the trick is dialing them in once you're there, like these guys who produce them consistently seem to always have production out of their tree monitors. It's just getting them there in the first place. Correct me if I'm wrong, Forrest.
Yeah, no, and it's definitely something with monitors across the board where zoos have had way more success with private individuals, and that's because of the level of professionalism, the level of and it's not always what you think. It's not always, so many of the things we say are anecdotal or they make us feel better, but there's nothing really behind them. And like I've had monitor guys tell me 100% the key to reproducing monitors is variety in their diet. And at Dallas Zoo, they've bred several species for the first time, and including those baby croc monitors. Those weren't first time, but those were produced strictly on rats with no supplementation. So just throws that out the window.
Yeah.
So
seems like a lot of times with monitors, it's almost like a less is more type approach. They're difficult, but a lot of the guys in zoos that have done it, you hear their approach and you're almost thinking that they're hiding something from you because it seems so overly simple. But I think that's the case with a lot of reptiles, and then we try to tweak this and that here and there, but really it's just like getting them solid and consistent, and letting them adjust to how they're doing their thing in that captive setting, because it's gonna be so different from their wildlife.
Yeah,
wildlife, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, because Brandon up in Canada, he'll definitely make it sound so simple in what he does, and now this guy's got a facility that anybody probably but Dave at RL Exotics would be like, oh my God, I can't even imagine something like that, because Dave's facility's out of this world. But Brandon's facility was built for his monitor projects, and it's super rad, but he keeps it very simple. He feeds them like twice a week, basically crickets, not very much humidity. He told me he just dumps the water bowl over every day. I mean, I spray we try to John, our reptile keeper right now, he sprays them, multiple times a day until they stop drinking. I figure if they're drinking,
yeah, for sure.
And so, Will's actually apparently been to Brandon's place, so that's it's amazing. And Will's a rad dude. Props to Will. I seen your question earlier, Will, about the kicks. I got the off-white pine greens. I don't know if you've seen those at Texas. I got those. So I also, since then, I got the off-white, the red UNLVs and the blue Michigan. So I'll be able to rock one colorway each day, Friday through Sunday. That'll be cool.
Those are big baller kicks right there, bro. I saw Gary V wearing those. Who else I saw wearing those? Those are me.
They're the shoe of the year, hands down, dude. So I'm stoked to have all three colorways. It's tight.
You never catch those on my feet. I'm too much about looks and fucking. That's just not me. I mean, I will, if I bought those shoes, they'd be fucking like on a mantle somewhere. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't rock them.
Yep.
They look sick on you though. I mean, for whatever reason, you can pull them off. You can fucking.
And he wears them in the rat barn.
Yeah.
He what?
That's because my rat barn's spotless.
Oh, damn. That's how. Yeah, that's how he ensures that his rat barn's spotless. If he fucking walks out and his shoes are dirty, oh, you're fucked, Steven. He's coming right at you, bro.
Yeah.
He catches his hands whenever he wants. I mean.
Woo! Wow.
Yeah, we'll see. Man.
Oh, Steven said that too quick.
Yeah, he did.
Damn. Okay, we're gonna shelf this one.
Yeah.
Oh man, we should have some more friendly boxing matches at like whatever these these reptile shows, these barbecues and shit. That'd be cool, man. That'd be how to get some frustrations out. Breeders have fucking tiffs with each other. Settle it with the boxing gloves, man. Put some headgear on if you're scared to get knocked out, but you'll be all right.
Yeah.
I asked Cusco if he wanted to go. He never responded to me.
Don't do it, dude.
Oh.
Dude, he's a beast.
It's fun, bro. It's fun.
No, I'm sure I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I would not fight Brian.
For sure. I'm a llama. Don't worry.
Quiet and friendly and all that shit or whatever. Like, dude, he's a beast, dude.
Friendly.
Who was that? The infamous night on the couch that.
It was Andy.
It was Andy Gabbard.
Andy,
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Him and Andy Gabbard. Andy's a military dude.
I'll take Andy.
Dude, you'll take Andy? All right, so we should do that one first.
I'll do Andy. Let's set it up. I'll do Andy and then I'll do Cusco just to shut you fuckers up.
Yeah.
God damn. You guys are fucking repeating. You guys right now. Oh, Cusco, Andy. That's what you guys look like right now. Set that fucking shit up. I'm not even drinking either. Set that shit up. Set it up.
I'm gonna set it up. Yeah, no, and I mean, I'm not trying to
October Tinley, set it up. No big deal. We all love each other. Listen, this isn't about anything. We're all homies, dude. Relax. Everybody relax. This is all fucking chill. Just set it up. We'll eat some ribs afterwards. We'll be all right.
I'm gonna make a meme of that. MJ saying, "Everybody relax."
Everybody relax. In Spanish, you say "Cálmate."
Yeah.
Everyone have a good time. I love it. Everybody love everybody for reals. But like I was saying, that's actually a pretty good idea. I'm just saying. I'm already thinking of two people in my mind right now, Forrest and Steven. There you go.
Fighting each other?
It's not fighting. It's putting fucking gear on your head. You put these soft gloves on. You know what I mean? And you just you spar, bro. It's called sparring. It's actually healthy, bro. I'm telling you.
Behind my back.
I'm telling you, bro. If I'll tell you right now, the best time I've ever felt good about my life is when I actually fucking train and I hit the bags, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I had anger throughout my whole entire fucking life, but when I actually fucking learned and actually trained with somebody, it's a whole different level and actually feels fucking good. I'm just saying. I got some homies that train out there, fucking from jiu-jitsu to judo to even just boxing and shit. It's like therapeutic to most people, especially people like me who have fucking anger issues.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but where we at with David Levinson, man? Let's just see where he's at.
Oh, Dave, right.
Yeah, fuck yeah, we're here for David Levinson, man. Fucking RL Exotics. We're just kind of, I just think we fucking are just, we're passing time. This is still a good episode, and here he is, dude. He's here. He's fucking here. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, shut the fuck up. David Levinson. Oh man, this is great.
Maybe you can see me. Oh, there we go. Now I can see me. So I made it. Is it better?
Yep.
Better.
Forrest. Say hi, Forrest. Say hi.
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Doing better.
See, no delay, man.
No delay. See, just had to go to Walmart. I know the answers. I know what's going on around here.
That's when you're living out in the sticks, man. That's almost always the answer. Is just go to Walmart.
Go to Walmart.
Yeah. 100%. So, dude, this is sick. We made it happen.
Yeah, this is good.
All right.
Hey, so where are we, man? You were about to say something about North Carolina. I got cut off again. Where do you want to go from here?
No, well, oh no, Keith, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So we were trying to get you to kind of. You gave us a little bit of insight on how you got your very beginning start in reptiles and what led you to want to pursue this for a living, and then that's probably where it leads off is the North Carolina shows. That's where we met. I met you with Desiree on the beach one time. We really liked each other right off the bat, right?
Yeah, it was a little awkward that night, but I had a good time.
Yep. Yeah, no, I wanted to fight him a little bit, but good times, man. Yeah, I can't remember. It was like him and some dude, and I don't know, his friend or him, somebody was maybe macking on Desiree a little bit, and I remember I was.
Well, it wasn't that I was macking on her; it's because I wasn't wearing any clothes, and it made you think I was macking on her, but it was just circumstantial. I was just kind of hanging out.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, no, it was really funny. I think it was your friend I was really upset with, the engineer guy or whatever. But
Ryan, you're talking about Ryan right now?
I think so.
Ryan's like one of the sweetest guys you ever met. He was probably there just trying to keep me together.
Yeah, no, I guess Desiree's chiming in saying that it was you that was hitting on everybody.
It was probably me. It wasn't. I promise you.
Oh man, so yeah, I remember that, and then, but then after that, again, just kind of going back to just seeing each other over and over, and just always, it took me a while to realize how, because you're always such a jokester and you're so funny, but to realize how bad you wanted this, and I feel like out of our time period, there's just almost nobody that's worked harder to get where they are, and it's super inspiring to people that that's why I think people that don't know about you because they don't go to these shows and you're not on the internet enough, they need to know more about your story and see you more as a key figure in this business, because you've got a lot of good things to say and can make us all laugh really hard at the same time. So,
well, and generally do appreciate it. My ego needs that every once in a while. So, this is big for me right now. This is a good start. But no, honestly, it's really the people I've had around me that have helped me get where I'm at, I guess you could even say. You know, I've been lucky enough to, because I've had a collection, I've made mistakes. I had a space heater malfunction like most of us had. You know, I was down, I was up, I was down, I was up. And then, you know, when I moved back to Buffalo, after we had already known each other, you know, a good friend of mine, Bill, you know, we started teaming up on a few projects in boa constrictors. I really didn't have any money. I don't think I've ever truly had any money. I just, you know, I'm always putting it back into this and whatever else in life. But, you know, people like Bill along the way was a huge help. You know, before I moved to Buffalo, you know, there was Limey, who I got to work with for a few years off and on, who, you know, it was just nice going to the show with somebody who had like a really great selection on their table. And, you know, even though I wasn't quite there yet, I had nothing to sell on my own yet. I was really kind of raising stuff up, you know, to team up with a guy like that and, you know, have him allow me to come out to every show and make an ass out of myself and try to sell animals to people. Just, you know, it helped out a lot. Made everything a whole lot easier when I transitioned into doing it by myself.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how you learn. I mean, you have to go and, you know, volunteer for somebody or work tables with somebody, and really mentorship is such a key part of the game. And there was a lot of cool guys in that, you know, that was like the first, you know, I got to know some people in the Florida scene, but I remember going up to the Carolina scene and being, you know, kind of appalled by the level of trashiness of it. But then also there were some guys there that were really serious and really hardcore. You know, Mac Robinette was a guy that had, you know, just a ton of history and a ton of knowledge, and still a guy I really look up to, you know, professionally and personally. And so Mac was kind of like I would say probably the guy owning that scene. And then Limey was another character, like, you know, really holding things down. Ted Williams, the rat guy. And then he was breeding. I remember going to Ted Williams' house and seeing his lizard setups and, you know, his just everything. You know, Ted's so eccentric and doing cool things. And so that part was really cool. It was more the venomous, you know, the venomous crowd. Shout out to those guys too. And you know who you are. Those guys, it was a riot at the Columbia show. But that's such a crazy show, man, isn't it?
Columbia has its ups and downs. You know, it used to be something truly amazing. I mean, line out the door, a lot of amazing people, amazing animals to look at. You know, it's still a great show. I mean, it's one of the bigger shows in the Southeast. Atlanta has really come along, a great deal over the last couple of years. Is
Atlanta the new Columbia?
Atlanta is kind of the new Columbia. You know, you got to remember those times too. You know, we partied, and Columbia was a very special town to go out drinking after a show. And, you know, even back then, we had the U.S. ARC auctions that all those shows in the Southeast. You know, we had Andrew Wyatt down there when everything kind of first started up. And, you know, you do a Repticon, and then you'd put 15 of us in a room together, and Limey would jump up and do the auction, and just had a great time.
The British Bulldog, I mean.
Yeah. No, it's South Carolina was a special show. And like I said, the whole Southeast, you could wean out some people that you might not be in love with, but you know, that's anywhere in this hobby or any hobby really. But you know, that core group of guys, like you said, Ted Williams and Mac Robinette and Limey, Tina, Daniel Allison, he was in the crew back then. We won't even get into details about the crazy shit we did back then. But
Daniel, the other guy though that came up, he did it. You know, he's a professional. You know, like you know, me and Daniel, I want to say might be about the same age. You know, again, you know, Daniel's done very well in a lot of the different breeds he's worked with over the years. You know, even when I first got down there, you know, a lot of people spoke very highly about whatever he worked with, he was successful with. And like I said, now the guy's creating a brand for himself, and it's a brand that fits him. It looks right. It does, man. I'm so jealous when I see his tables at shows. You know, it's like he does a really good job.
Yeah, I like the neon green. I do make the joke, and I mean in the best possible. I mean, it is the Monster energy drink out there, man. Like it's got that look to it, and it's perfect. You know, I like the white setups personally. You know, that was one thing that Ben always had, was those really nice, clean white setups and those clean white racks. Yeah. And, you know, when I started building our own display cases for this, I went all white. And I love the way it looks. It keeps you on top of your game at the shows. If something gets messy, you got to get on it immediately.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes with the black displays, you just don't see it right away. But with the white ones, like I said, you got to pay attention. And I like the way the white displays look at the shows.
Yep. And for those who don't know, that's so, you know, Dave had multiple hustles coming up in the game. And, you know, building acrylic displays was a business he ran for a long time. And you still help your customers out, I guess, when you can.
I wish. I try. The good thing is Tristan, and I hope I'm saying that right, with Gecko Junkies.
Yep.
He started doing my model about 6 months ago, and he's doing a great job at it. They got a laser cutter. It's looking very clean. I wish I could still build displays like I used to, because we used to do a bunch of them, but just so many animals now, my priorities are pretty much, all my time goes into that.
Yep. All right. Anybody in the comments in the live chat, if it's still working, hopefully. Anybody in the comments in the live chat besides Desiree, throw down the name of Dave's T-shirt company. If anybody out there goes that far back.
My 2011 partnership with, again, another, you know, Ryan, the creeper you were talking about earlier. Yeah, that was something cool. But, you know, I will say this. It's very difficult to do any apparel line in this hobby, especially when you're not popular. When people don't know you, they really don't want to buy your shit. And even though most of our designs were kind of geared towards the industry and not so much our business brand, it never really caught on. But, you know, I'd love to go back to that someday. We had some really neat herping designs and some other fun ones, but just, again, always juggling something.
Yeah, so RP Moore R18, huge shout out. That is the name, Morph Graphics. I think it was such a sick concept. The t-shirts were so cool. Basically, it was like a pro model t-shirt, and Dave went to several different breeders. There was a nerd one. Did Mark Bailey have one?
No. So the one you were talking about was what we were calling the paint jobs.
Yeah.
Where once a year we were going to do a custom shirt based on just that animal that was that standout animal that year in the industry. And the first year we did it with Kevin with Nerd, and he had that like angel dust that year, that funky gray patternless kind of stripy animal with like a little bit of ringers going on, and it was just a one of a kind animal. I don't even know if
it was a potion combo though, wasn't it?
You know what? I don't remember him saying what it was. I might just not have known. We never really asked him what the genes were in it. And you know, I liked it. I thought it was kind of neat. And we did one more after that with George Sampson, a breeder on the East Coast, and he made this really unbelievable orange dream, Mojave, yellow belly, such and such. But at that time, it was just something we had never seen before, so it was special in my opinion.
I loved it, man. I thought it was the greatest thing. I remember me and my little brother and all our friends, we all had Morph Graphics shirts, and I have my trash can for my snake room. They try to steal it, and it goes out to the rodent barn sometimes. But it's like, if that's my trash can, it's got Morph Graphics stickers on it still, and
always appreciate it.
Yep, for sure. So that was cool. So yeah, you know, you had that going on. Then the passion for the boas and the ball pythons. I mean, what got you into boas, and you can tell us about boa constrictors.
We're gonna go ahead and say bad parenting. When I was 8 years old, my parents let me buy a boa, not knowing what we were getting ourselves into, and that was that first like real reptile I had ever owned. You know, I always had what I found in the backyard and down the street, but I never had a true reptile until I had a boa. And unfortunately, by the time I was 12 years old, nobody was willing to put the work in anymore because it was like 6-7 feet long. My parents didn't even really like snakes that much. But once I hit my late teens, I got another one. And then after that, I think, you know, Tom Burke, I had bought what he had at the time, his lipstick albino line, and I got a nice male from him. And then Rich Eiley, I bought like 3 hypo pos head albinos. One of the 2 proved out. The other one never made it to breeding size. And that first litter kind of just, I think I made like $6,000 on it. And then on Monday, I spent $6,000 on another boa and just kind of built up from there. But, you know, like some people, you know, when the U.S. ARC thing kind of got a little bit scary, and, you know, they were kind of putting Burmese pythons on the list and all this other stuff, I got rid of a lot of my boas just because, you know, I was living paycheck to paycheck doing factory work. And if the boas got taken away, my little business that I was kind of hoping to build was gone. So I kind of went back into other species, blue-tongued skinks. I started building some ball pythons up. I know me and Ryan had some stuff together in that ball pythons. But no, honestly, dude, it's been an absolute roller coaster. There's probably been like 4 or 5 times where I should have called it quits, and I just don't really want to do anything else.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's like if you really are that dead set on it, you know, you throw things until something sticks. That's what BARCZYK always told me, and I did the same thing. You know, I mean, it wasn't what I want. Like, you know, I wish I could have been just a green tree python breeder. That was my dream, and I wanted to do that, but I've lost. You know, I could have bought a house with the money I've wasted with those, and I'm still wasting money on them. And maybe someday it'll work, but luckily I had these other avenues, and those worked out better. And it's like, so I guess that's what, you know, that's what happened is but you still are working with it. You know, you guys have probably the best collection of bows in the game, or you're up there. So big things coming in the future with as far as boa morphs with what you're doing, right?
Yeah. You know, my partner had picked up a lot of really amazing animals. And like I said, I've got so many partners in this. You know, even me and my buddy Bill have some projects going on in Buffalo right now. And he's got a couple of unique pairings that he did, and we have an ovulation, but I just don't want to talk about it because it's a boa constrictor. And until there's babies on the ground, I'm not going to jinx it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know, in the building down here, you know, we have boas from some of the best breeders in the United States that we're slowly getting up to size, really not pushing anything too fast. You know, we had a few litters this past year, but, you know, these next couple of years to come in boa constrictors, you know, I'm really excited to see what we do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I definitely want to get, you know, I want to go species specific and talk about species, but there's still a few other mentors and people in your life that I want to hear about your experience with. And I know another family that had a real huge impact on you, and you know who you are and how you made it in this business is Jeff Jr., Jeff Sr. from JMG Reptiles.
Yeah.
So tell me about that period of living in the JMG compound. Was it pretty?
Well, that was a very interesting period of life. You know, Jeff Sr. and Jeff Jr., again, 2 people that you can listen to them talk for hours. You know, that's one thing that I can say I'm really fortunate is, you know, I've been able to become friends with certain people in the industry that, you know, are just really great at certain species. You know, what Junior has done with hognose and what he's done with leopard geckos with his father over the years, and even getting some of the first fat tail morphs in the country. But, you know, living there, I'll be honest, it was chaotic times. You know, that house is chaos, and I fucking loved every bit of it and hated every bit of it some days. But, you know, it was, you know, honestly, I was kind of getting out of a marriage, and Junior, I thought, could use a little bit of help. And honestly, I kind of needed a moment's kind of reset. So I want to say I lived there for about 10 months, helped out, you know, where I could when he couldn't work some days. And God, man, me and that guy would sit down in the basement working with geckos and his hognose for 10, 12 hours a day and talk the whole time. And we just never had a reason to shut the fuck up. We just kept going. And honestly, I had a great year. You know, that gave me the opportunity to kind of get things rolling again. And then I made it down to North Carolina again. Love North Carolina. And, you know, I'm in Missouri now, but you know what? There's a lot of great things about Missouri. I've been able to do a lot more field herping now, which, you know, there were certain points over the last 10 years where I just didn't do it as much as I would have liked to have. But now I'm honestly, I'd say once a week I'm going and flipping something over or just kind of looking around, hoping to find something on the road.
Hey, David, real quick. That picture with you holding that snapping turtle, where was that? Where did you find that at? That was fucking badass picture.
So that actually, me and my buddy Eric were down in Missouri on Bull Shoals Lake, which is a real big lake on the border of Arkansas and Missouri. Right. And we found this little cove that was fairly shallow that they used for, there's all these no trespassing signs because they do a lot of bird watching back there.
Okay.
And you pretty much just kind of sat in the canoe and looked out, and you saw little bubbles kind of coming up to the surface, and you kind of canoe over there and you just see this prehistoric animal just crawling across the ground. And my buddy Eric ended up grabbing that first one and bringing it up. And I ended up getting one a little while later that I'll admit it. It was bigger than his. Definitely rounder. And yeah, honestly, that thing was so big. It took two of us to get it up on the canoe so we wouldn't flip the canoe over. But no, that was a good day. We kind of were bouncing around the state trying to just find something to do. We were trying to get in this creek and we couldn't find a spot to actually put the canoe in because it's all property. So we're like, yeah, we'll just drop it in this lake and find a creek. And Bull Shoals is a real big lake, man. We didn't really find anything until we found that little cove. But it really made the day. Like, that was a nice finish.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you look pretty stoked on your face for sure, man. It was
Yeah,
pretty...
yeah. Well, I'll be honest. I'm not a very attractive man, so I find the more unattractive I make myself look in pictures, it kind of works for me. I'll be honest. It really gets me by.
I've seen dudes way uglier than what you look, man. Just saying, no, I'm into chicks. Don't get me wrong, but you're not ugly.
Man. No shame. I like chicks too. We can talk about girls. I don't mind. I know there's some rumors out there that keep people guessing, but keeps it interesting.
All right. Now, let me ask you something, Dave. You know that saying they say you are who you hang around with? You've heard of that before, right?
Of course.
Okay. Who were you hanging around with at, that age that just made you get into the whole breeding thing? Like when it turned into like a lifestyle, you know what I mean? Because I know you probably started young, like you were saying, when you got into reptiles. But I mean, do you have people that you are still affiliated with that you were with from the beginning and it's just like, you grew with them type of thing? Or like, how did you build your surroundings? What I want to know.
I've really been moving around a lot the last 15 years. Really just, my grandparents putting a fishing pole in my hand, getting me in nature really just made me love everything about reptiles and fishing and all that. My parents willing to let me have a bunch of tanks all around the house, even though they didn't really like it that much. And like I said, the turning point was really, in 2002, a guy at my local pet store started telling me about this, the colors, the breeders, the shows in Daytona. And that was kind of it. Like I said, I just kind of nerded out from there on out, man. Just king snake back in 2002. They had all the different bragging posts and things in there where people were showing off their boas. Facebook wasn't even a thing yet. Right. Everybody went to king snake. We were all shopping there. We were going to Fauna and looking up stuff. And I want to say the first time I made it down to Daytona would have been like 2005. And I know everyone said the glory days were a little before that, but Daytona in 2005, you couldn't move. I mean, there were people crowded around tables looking at posset pieds, trying to pick out markers and pay top dollar for it. If there was a closet, they would open up a closet and put a table in it. But those are special shows. But honestly, for me, like ones that stand out, Reptiles by Mac had the T-positive Argentine boas on their table. Like real big T-positive Argentines. One of the most beautiful big boas you'll ever see. Hans was there with leopard boas back then. Nerd had his table with soul suckers on it and, ball pythons no one ever saw. And even near the entrance, there was a guy that had what he was calling the circus ball python. And I want to say he bred a het clown to a import and it made a clown ball python, but with these white flames up the side. And it almost looked like a Russo. It looked like Russo influence like you get now. But just a really unbelievable animal. But honestly, like I said, I've been surrounded by, some good people and, the good people I've kept around. And, North Carolina was really that big step. Like you said, Mac Robinette, talking reptiles with him. Ted Williams back then was just, his hognose collection was unlike anyone else's. Limey, like I said, getting out and doing shows with him. And yeah, partnerships, honestly, if it wasn't for the partnerships I had along the way, I wouldn't even be where I'm at right now. Like it took people believing in me. And, I will say partnerships are tough sometimes because, you want both sides to always be happy. And if one guy makes a mistake, hopefully that person feels guilty for it. But, like I said,
core statements is the only ship that never sails is a partnership. So,
yeah.
And the best kind of ships are friendships. So,
you got your Joe, bud. Your Joe is a guy that, I don't know how involved you are in partnerships, but, that's a friendship before anything else. But you're right. Partnerships can be a little difficult, but I think as long as you take unrealistic expectations out of things, I think they do just fine.
Yeah. As long as you guys, I feel like as long as the trust is always there, you know what I mean? And that's never broken, you know what I mean? And there's always a sense of seeing eye to eye, and even though you won't see eye to eye, I'm just saying you respect each other's, views on things. And
Yeah, and that's one thing. Reptiles, I'm a high school dropout, so I didn't understand science and things like that. I had to learn it all on my own. But for those of you out there that are getting into business, if you want to look at it from an evidence-based perspective, just search the percentage of business partnerships that succeed, and you can find some evidence-based stuff on it. But it's not a very great outlook. So I would try. One of my mentors, Mark Bailey, told me that real early on. He goes, just breeding loans, all that bullshit. Don't do it. He goes, keep it simple, do the right thing, keep healthy animals, don't have too much stuff, like it. But that's a separate rant. I think, but what he's asking you, and then kind of what I've been asking the same question is, who are these, these key figures that made you who you are? And so, so we were leaving off kind of at Junior, and Junior I feel like had to have been just such a major. I don't think people understand, and they don't, because he doesn't care. And
who's Junior, guys? Just so I don't know who Junior is. Like, I don't know.
And that's my point. Is Jeff Junior from JMG? He's literally been doing this since he's out of the womb. I mean, I don't know when
early teens. They started at a very large scale.
Yeah, like when you walk into Tinley, like there's a hierarchy of positions of where you are in the room.
Yeah, right.
And, the first table you see is Jeff Junior's on the right, and there's a reason for that, because that's
at Tinley or any big show you're talking about, or
at Tinley specifically, you'll always see him there, and then usually before Dave had his own big setup, he was always at that table. He's very close with Daisuke. They're good friends. Daisuke is a Japanese guy that kind of takes all the important reptiles to Japan. And the time me and Dave were coming up, and I'm sure still now, basically your show was determined by what Daisuke bought from you. And if he didn't buy anything from you, you're probably in big trouble. But that's back in the cash trash bags full of cash era and things like that. So Junior's been all over the world, and but he's a savant. He has a level of intelligence probably like I've never seen, and his intelligence with reptiles is huge. So that when I looked at things with you, I was very jealous that you got to have like that personal of an experience with Junior, because you must have learned so much. Just not just that 10 months, but just within your friendship with him, that must have had a big impact on you.
I mean, I'll be honest, I probably do regurgitate things quite a bit that he puts in my head, just because, like you said, he's well spoken, and just like you, man, never finished high school, but damn, like that guy can figure out things like most people can't. But no, I won't take anything away from that. And I said a lot of other people, like I said, the toughest thing about this is I just know so many people that have been like great people in this industry. But Junior, like I said, I really do love Junior. Like even like hanging out with his father, doing the Comic-Cons, hauling these boxes of baby heads around made of cement, great fucking time, man. Love doing that with them. But no, like I said, Junior, Junior and what his father did, there's a lot of really significant people in leopard geckos, but Junior and his father early on, working with a lot of line bred traits, did a lot of really amazing things. And, I don't think that many people outside of the gecko community realize exactly what they've accomplished over the years. Yeah, honestly, it seems like everything they've ever worked with, whether it was working with leopard geckos and fat tails, and even what Senior did with horn snakes.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get his collection when Senior got out, and it's some of the coolest corn snakes I've ever seen in my life. And I never really planned on working with corn snakes, but after seeing that collection every day, like, I couldn't stop wanting to have them around the house. And, we produce X amount, but, it's one of those things that, I like having them around. We produce some, most of them go to Hong Kong. We don't even really sell in the United States with that project. But no, honestly, Junior, I don't want to be cocky and assume that you're going to have me back out again, but if we ever want to do this again, I would love to have a guy like Junior out here talking with us. And there's a lot of other people that have, just been really good influences on what they've worked with in the hobby that I think they're worth talking to.
Man, that'd be sick. I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of time to put a lot of my, like, at least my part of the vision of what I wanted this to be. But I definitely envisioned having you on regularly to kind of fill us in on what's going on with ball pythons and the show scene and stuff, because you're so entwined with who's who's the money guy this year, who's the new project, who's the drama, who's the new dick meme, whatever, like you're so on top of it that I feel like we could get a lot of good stuff out of you. So
For sure.
I mean, my ability to copy and paste a penis on a good background is, I mean, it was really my, it was my 16th chapel. Like I was a savant. Like I've never been so good at anything in my entire life. I'm not proud of it, but I'm pretty proud of it.
I mean, you are a penis expert, and you've taught a lot of people a lot about that. And like, what is it about the quarter test you told me one time? Like a quarter, you put a.
Are we talking about my thickness? What are we? I missed that. You kind of broke up a little bit.
Oh, you're talking about a quarter, like you had to put, how many of this on it or something.
Roll for quarters, maybe.
Yeah.
See, the problem is with my penis references, I have so many, and I do drink sometimes. I don't always remember them all, but it sounds right.
Yeah, always talking about penises and.
Well, what the really funny thing is, and I mentioned to Mac Robinette on the phone before we got on here. I mean, we were talking about your penis before, about an hour before I got on this, and it's not that. I don't see anything wrong with it. I tried to make a penis joke to him as I was driving, and I just don't think he got it. Based on the fact I didn't get an LOL afterwards.
Okay.
But
sorry, I just I was laughing. Trust me, we were all laughing. It was hilarious.
I appreciate it, but no, Forrest, I've heard good things. Let's just say that. Let's put you up there, man. You deserve to be on this pedestal right now. I've heard great things.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a meme going around. So
shout out to Lars.
Yep.
Lars wouldn't be here unless that thing wasn't working right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we all got lucky on that one. Lars was a great accomplishment. I love Lars.
Yeah. Lars loves you. He's it's definitely, and Dave's babysat for us at a few reptile shows, so we could go out and it's very, very funny stuff, but no, trying to get back on track here. So then after that, and I know we didn't want to get into a big sob story about it, but you knew this was coming. Somebody that had another influence on both our lives really heavily was Ben Rennick, and that kind of came with the junior thing. That was part of the power crew, our age of guys, and so then anything any good memories you want to share about your life with Ben Rennick?
Well, I mean, we all have a million good memories. I think the first time I ever met him was actually a guy you might remember in North Carolina, Justin McBriar.
Yep.
He's an old school guy. I'm younger guy, semi-professional fisherman now. But no, I was at a show and he's all like, "Hey, you want to come to dinner with me and Ben Rennick?" And I was all like, "Hell yeah. That sounds fucking amazing." I was all starry-eyed, and we get out there and I see the guy and I'm like, man, I figured Ben Rennick would be like 50 years old when I met him. Just based on where he was at in the hobby and when you looked at his business from the outside. And I was amazed to see the guy I saw from the other side of the table. But I made a couple jokes, and I won't get into details about what the jokes are. It's a sensitive world, but I made a couple jokes and he thought it was funny, and that was it. But the great thing about Ben too is he was a great road trip conversation. Like, me and that guy could sit on the phone for hours, talk economy, talk about the industry, talk about new mutations. Any opportunity to talk to Ben was a great opportunity for all of us when we had it. And I will admit, it is kind of sad, being in the position I am right now. Towards the end there, me and him were having conversations, and he's like, let me tell you about the Joppa gene, and let me tell you about the Hydra gene, and you need to know about the Coco. And I was just told him to fuck off. I'd rather talk about something else other than a ball python. And now I'm sitting here trying to manage. Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to manage all these crazy dinker projects that he was literally trying to give me details about, and I'm sitting here just telling him, let's talk about something else. And I'm not, I have a love for ball pythons. The color palette that we have in ball pythons is like no other species we've ever had in this industry, and I don't ever see that changing. There's so much new stuff every year coming out, and so many combinations we can do that. Ball pythons are a staple. They're just always going to be here.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Yeah, and Ben just had such a love for him, and he did, when he believed in something, he, I remember that was definitely the joke with Ben at the time, was the wall of Joppas and
Yeah.
The Huffmans and all, all this stuff that he had a bunch of, I mean, obviously the Huffman wasn't his thing, but he had a few of these genes that were his. And, but yeah, no, he was such he would seem like he's like such a rigid guy, I guess. So professional because he was so professional, but then his sense of humor was just off the chain. But, I just wanted to shout out Ben because he definitely, I remember at the time I just had no idea what I was doing. And my rodent business was blowing up, and he would always just be telling me like, "Hey, man, you need to call me more." Like, let's see. He liked to talk on the phone, and he told me he sent me a book one time, personal MBA, Master of Business Arts. It's like in a book, just like how to do business basic's and kind of telling me, hey, like don't be such a fucking idiot. And, he's a good mentor.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go. You're good.
And like I said, it wasn't. Who doesn't want to talk about Ben? Like I said, we all have great stories, and the best thing is a lot of us have great memories about the guy. He was the guy that would pick up the phone for anybody and would talk to everybody and treat everybody exactly the same. And one really tough thing about not having that guy around is, I don't know. I'll be honest. Like, I became a really bitter person in the beginning. Honestly, I really didn't even start acting like myself again until about a month ago. Well, it was a tough situation to be in. I wouldn't have done anything any different. Like I said, leaving North Carolina was leaving North Carolina. It's just another place. But like I said, the Ben name, I just really hope it doesn't get buried. I'll be honest, in this hobby, it's kind of a mental reset with all the new people we get every few years. And, some of the old school guys like me and Mac Robinette joke around about it. You don't hear Ralph Davis's name as much not even as much. You don't even hear it anymore. Yeah. And it's tragic. You don't hear about the Pete Calls anymore. There's a lot of things.
Well, hold on. Let me just mention real quick. I think the reason why the Rennick name will never go away in the trenches is because he happened to pass away when social media was just blowing up. So those Rennick shirts were everywhere, dude. I mean, I saw a lot of people who got Rennick shirts who never even met him. You know what I mean? I even looked even more in depth who he was. Even though I was following him, I just thought, okay, this guy has really awesome snakes. But his passing was something where obviously I paid attention to, and so did a lot of other people. And then to find out that you are so close to him just brings everything more together. You know what I mean? And I feel like, shows like this is important. You know what I mean? People got to know who these names are, like the Pete Calls and like what you're saying, you know what I mean? But Rennick's passing happened, I'm not going to say, at a perfect time with social media, but it just happened at a time where a lot of people were respecting him, showing him love, spreading it all over social media. So I don't see his name dying out like at all personally.
Well, like I said, I would like to hope not. And it's with this whole social media thing, and it's been proven in this hobby. Even with Chase with his brain surgery a few months ago, like that was something special. Yeah. It was crazy to see all that happen. It was a breath of fresh air. I mean, I really hate to say this, and I really want to be an overly positive person on this show, and really try to, I don't know, be liked, I guess you want to say, for now. But the best thing about this hobby is the animals, and the worst thing are the people sometimes.
100%.
People can drive you out of there.
That's 100% the opposite, too. It's like that's when you're being that bitter person, or when if anybody's seen somebody just get insanely negative about something fast, you've seen me like that with ball pythons. And you could look at it 100 different ways, but I think when I look back at it now, it was that that I did some things in deals that I don't know, I was just bitter. I just got bitter, and I could have handled myself better and been a better person through these times, and I just got bitter and blamed it on the animals, but it was me. But there's also the best people in the world. Like, I can't, if I didn't have my reptile friends and this wouldn't happen to me, I don't know, man. I just don't. I can't even imagine life without everybody. It's like this is a family.
It's hard to gain friends being all bitter too. So,
yeah. No, like I said, and the great thing is too, like I'll say, I've got people that work with a lot of different species, and like you said, we all sit down, all with our own backgrounds and what we love, but we all get along. A table with you and me and Ben and Junior, there's a Chad Hulker. How have we not talked about Chad Hulker yet? Like one of the best guys in the industry. I love Chad Halker.
I just never get to know him enough, like you never I haven't got to hang out with Chad enough because he's too quiet if you don't know him, that I don't think you get to see the real Chad Halker, and I haven't got to spend enough time with him, so I hope I do get to know Chad more.
Make some time at Tinley. Get a little weird. We'll find a dark corner to hang out in, man. Meet Chad. You're gonna love Chad.
Find a nice bear rug.
Yeah, is that an option?
Yeah.
How about this? I'm gonna put this out there. A couple Texas shows ago, Miguel bought this really beautiful, I think it was I want to say it was a red, white, and blue US Ark blanket. That he brings that out to Tinley this time. We can all just cuddle up on that bad boy. I'd be pretty happy about that. I'm gonna put that out there. I hope he's listening.
Yeah, he's tuned in. He's texting me. He's laughing. So he's I think he can make that happen.
Yeah, that's that sounds really cool, actually.
Steven's like, I think I'll pass.
Yeah.
I'll watch from the outside. Look at all
the next day.
all the wrestling going on inside that blanket.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that sounds rad. So influences on Dave. Dave, what kind of advice could you give to people, to the kids that are coming up to your table, to that new guy he's ready to make his first big investment, to people from a business perspective that want to make it in the reptile game? What advice could you give them?
My comment I made before, just, early on, just do not have unrealistic expectations. There really is a lot to this business to be successful, and, it's not good enough to produce animals. You need to be good enough to sell them. You need, you need to be able to talk to people. You need to connect with people, have real discussions, and not just, you look at the old days and, a guy could literally go to the shows and make 5 or 6 figures, and they don't even stand up and talk to anybody. But nowadays, if you're not talking to people and enjoying it, not faking it, not just doing it to do it, if you're not truly enjoying talking to people, you're never going to connect with anybody, and you may not make sales. And like I said, there are some businesses where, you don't have to. But that's my favorite thing about the shows, man. I'm a real chatty Cathy, and when I go to a show, that's 2,000-3,000 conversations I could have that don't even have to be reptile conversations.
Yeah.
But no, I honestly, I think it's a grind. And, sometimes some of us can come into the industry and we got a little bit of money backing it up. Some of us just don't. I didn't. Like I said, I'll emphasize that a million times. And I've told you, dude, I sold my body to science. I was taking AIDS pills. I don't have AIDS, but, I was taking pills and, for AIDS.
Dude, and I know this is literally true. Where
do you get AIDS pills from? I mean, you don't have to say it on the list, but you could shoot me a text.
It was, there's a lot of good stuff out there, by the way. I'll hook you up. But it's this little place in Buffalo. All my buddies that went to high school that kind of pursued punk music and all this stuff would donate their body every once in a while. And, you go to the hospital in the morning and they give you a pill and some cereal. And then after about 10 days of that, you go and live there for about a week, and they put a catheter in your arm so they can draw blood all day, and you pee in a bunch of cups, and then they hand you $3,000-$4,000 and you go buy a snake. It's just
throughout the whole time you get as much cereal as you want. Is that right?
Well, actually, no. You have to all have the same diet because that's a variable in an experiment. So you only get one bowl of cereal. You just can't have. I'm sorry. If that's a breaker for you, it's just not going to work out.
Do you have an option besides whole milk?
I'm kind of at a no milk lifestyle right now. I kind of took milk out a long time ago when I started getting chubby. And, now I've got this, it's not a great body, but at least I'm not fat. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I contribute that to not drinking milk. No milk.
My body started rejecting milk. I just couldn't drink it no more. I started feeling like shit and fucking, So I'm on almond milk now.
Okay. I mean, that sounds nice. I mean, I'll consider that. I'm at Walmart. I can go get some almond milk right now. We can talk some more.
No, I don't want you to leave. You can stay right here. I don't want. Maybe after the interview, you could go get some almond milk. Almond Breeze is a good brand.
Almond Breeze.
Okay. Almond Breeze.
But I don't know, man. Just don't quit when you get kicked in the nuts. I mean, no offense. I mean, Forrest, it took you a while for you to find your niche. What made you happy. And if you're not happy with what you're doing, you're never going to be successful at it.
Yeah.
You're going to be pissed off all the time.
Yeah. No, because you're never going to truly be happy if you don't love what you're doing. That sounds so gay to say. I'm never gonna fucking say that again. Like that was the worst. Like that, I'm ashamed of myself for saying that right now.
It's all
Hey,
good.
that's gay anymore.
Yeah, you
Am I
can't.
not allowed to say gay on here?
Listen, if you have gay friends and you call them gay and they're cool with it, you could say it. I don't care about that. I have fucking gay homies, and I call them. They do gay shit all the time, and I tell them that, and they make fun of me. You know what I mean? It's
Okay.
nothing. We love the gays, man. We
I
love the
love
gays.
everybody. I love everybody, man.
I love all those types. Everything's it's from gays, blacks, Mexicans, Asians. Stop.
I just want to put this out here. This gay thing wouldn't be weird if you guys didn't keep on talking about it. You're making it seem weird now. We could have just
you could say that.
went on me being immature and saying the G word, but now we're having a full on conversation about it. You got to edit this out. Like I don't want this to be my one moment.
No.
I mean, yeah. No, yeah, I feel you. I've been.
All right, David, have you been out to the West Coast? Have you been out to California? Any of those shows yet?
You know what? Yeah, well, yeah. I've actually been to Pomona. I think I went there 3 or 4 times in a row, like around 2015.
Nice.
One time I drove all of Brian BARCZYK's animals out there, put me up in a nice hotel. That was my first one.
Nice.
And then me and Josh Roberts, when he was helping out Star Python, started driving animals from Michigan out there. So I think I've got about 5 under my belt right now, maybe 6.
Nice. Are you planning on coming any this year's at all, like in August or?
You know what? I always say I'm coming and I never show up. In a perfect world, maybe I'll be there in August. Maybe I'll be there in January. We'll see. I love the show. Last time I was there, I was set up and I was the last table in the back of the building and I still had a great show. I couldn't even see the front door. I was so far back and we sold a lot of animals. I had a great time.
All right, let's go ahead and see what's going on over the gays over there laughing their ass off.
I know when he just said, I always say I'm coming and then I never show up. I don't know. We just started laughing for some reason.
That was more recent.
Out of all the this guy's saying, you guys are laughing the hardest over that.
Yeah. Is that what you're laughing at?
No.
No, what were you laughing
What are you laughing at, Steven? Steven hasn't said shit the whole show. Now he's laughing. Let's hear what Steven has to say. Go ahead, Steven.
I can hardly talk right now. I don't know if that's about you.
That's always the case. Fuck, when does he ever talk?
Best show ever, man. This show has just been.
Yeah, this show's epic.
This is like the one I watched back.
I'm glad Forrest didn't leave. Forrest was really close of leaving, David. He was like, you know what? This is not right. This is a professional show. This is not happening. Are we live? Are we still live? Like, come on, man. Like, this is probably the best show we've ever had, hands down.
Yeah, Forrest has a really bad attitude. And, when he doesn't get his way, I mean, it gets a little crazy. Hey, do you remember that time when he wanted us to delay the show 15 minutes for him? Like, what kind of shit is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But, no, I mean, I will say this. I want to say Forrest called me at least 2 or 3 times before we did this, and he's all like, are you confident your Wi-Fi is good enough? You got good Wi-Fi? Are we going to do this? I'm like, probably good enough.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. So, part of it's on me. It's my fault a little bit, but, we're here. We're at Walmart. We're living the dream right now, man. This is
there at Walmart. He just showed the Walmart right now. He looks like it's the only car in the parking lot. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, I went ahead and picked the back corner of the parking lot. That's where guys with mustaches hang out at Walmart parking lots. If you didn't know, so this is just meant to be.
Let's talk about that fucking legendary mustache, because motherfuckers try to flex their beards, and honestly, that mustache smashes on any fucking beard, any kind of anything I've ever seen in my entire life. When did that become like a part of your fucking facial experience and all that stuff? I mean, how did this happen, man? Like, where did this come from? I mean, obviously we know, but tell me.
When you're all done with this, go ahead and stalk me on Facebook a little bit. This face has had some pretty interesting facial hairs over the years. It's kind of just, like I said. When I shave this off, I look like a little bitch. With a mustache, I go from like a 5.5 to a 6, and I'm pretty happy about that 6. But honestly, it was kind of a joke. My hockey team did that no shave November thing. It was a good month, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to shave this thing off for a year, and it was a fucking amazing year. So I said I wouldn't shave it off for 10 years. So right now we're like a little over 7 years in, and I might go another 13 after this. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would be awesome.
That'd be really awesome.
But I will say this. It's a great icebreaker. It makes people happy at the shows to see it when I do it upright. When it's down, I wouldn't talk to me personally. I'm just going to put it out there. But no, it was, there was even a while there, I was putting little mustaches on my table, and little kids at the shows were picking them up and sticking them on their faces and running around. And I miss doing it. Honestly, I'm going to go out and buy a bowl of mustaches tomorrow to get back to that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
But no, I mean, honestly, a genuine fear in my life right now is if I get rid of this thing, I'm not going to be popular anymore. It's going to be over. Like I'm going to blend right the fuck in.
Dude, you've had that insecurity about that thing since it blew up, and it's like, it's so not true, Dave. Like you're such a rad dude to be around, and people will still love you without the mustache. Don't worry.
I think your mustache is just a fucking the cherry on top of your personality and everything else. To be honest, I mean, I think we're lucky just to see your face right now. No homo.
Yeah, no, I'm all about it, man. Hey, like I said, this is a cosmetic deal. When you told me it wasn't going to be on YouTube, I got disappointed. I don't have a great voice. I've heard myself on voicemail. It's not great. I'm not a big fan.
All right, so are you not a big? So you're not a big fan of the whole podcast on YouTube, right? This platform.
No. I
No,
want that,
you've been the first one that said that. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I love the idea of it being a YouTube thing.
why do you think so many? Well, not so many people like Forrest hate it so much.
He's unattractive. He's got nothing to give.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, it's all talk.
I mean, look at Steve over there. He's not even making eye contact with anybody. You really want to watch this?
Yeah. Yep. No, it's true. It's stressful. It's like, damn, I've got to try to somehow make like myself look. I've got to deal with like that appearance downfall, and on a YouTube video or something, it's like I can still be pitching and get something good, but to be on video every week for 3 hours, I've probably put 5% into what I would have if it was an audio only podcast, because the serious guys in this that listen to podcasts, none of them give a damn about the video part, because they're not going to sit down and look at anything for 3 hours.
So Brian BARCZYK's not he's not one of the serious guys, is what you're saying? He's not qualified.
His podcast?
Well, what do you mean? You're talking about serious guys like just don't give a fuck about having a podcast on YouTube. Well, he has one and he's pretty serious. Dave just drove his fucking animals. I don't know what year. What was that? 2015? You said, or
It's like 2014, 2015 was the first time we did it.
yeah? What the fuck, Forrest? That's impressive.
I feel like you're putting Forrest on the spot right now. When he says serious people, he's talking, and no offense to anybody when I say this, we're talking about like Dave and Tracy Barker and the books they're going to leave behind and everything like that. I mean, that's what makes Forrest happy.
Yeah.
So
This is why.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you're talking about that. Okay, so Morelia Pythons Radio is probably the most successful reptile-related podcast. They have a huge listener base. They've had hundreds of podcasts. And the guys that are very serious about it, they're listening to that. Now, yet, Brian's podcast, just like everything Brian has done on social media, has been the fucking forefront of professionalism, and what he's done, nobody else will ever do. He spent, I think, close to $20,000 on that podcast setup. And if I wanted to be on video every week, I would want to do the same thing. Just like people say all the time, why don't you have a YouTube setup? Or why don't you have a YouTube channel? I'm not going to have one unless I hire a professional filmer, and it's up to this. Like, I want it to be at the same level where I've tried to make my animals.
That's like saying I'm not going to collect snakes until I have a fucking facility with fucking freedom breeder racks, or like, you know what I mean? You want top
I mean, it's
one.
kind of the responsible thing to do, but I mean, I'll be honest, we've all done it. When we first got in this hobby, we stack a bunch of cups on top of each other, a bunch of totes that we buy, but reality is we're all better off if we're actually prepared.
Yeah, I don't want to wait. Honestly, I can't afford a fucking $20,000 podcast setup, but I want to do this because I'm not trying to wait to have this guy on the show. Fucking, who knows when I could afford? Maybe I don't know. Maybe never afford the fucking $20,000 podcast setup. But I don't want to wait. And you know what? This is episode 10. Forrest has been on here. 5th time being late, but he's here.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to break it to Forrest. Smart people are not going to listen to me talk. Like, that is not your target audience. Like, we're not here for them. I'm really sorry. And honestly, if they made it to the first 15 minutes of me breaking up, God bless them. Like, I would have quit by then. I thought about it. I'll be honest. I thought about it.
We've had the same amount of viewers stick around this whole time. It has not dropped. And they, dude, people knew what they were sticking around for. And hell, this is, I feel like this was the buildup. And it's been great so far, David. It really has been.
I'm enjoying it.
Seriously.
But no, like I said, the YouTube thing though, I just I like visual stimulants, man, and You know, I like seeing things. I can listen to people talk, but I don't want to sound like a bad person. I've only ever listened to one podcast ever, and it was like one episode, and it was with Bob Vu with Bullsh. No, wait, what is it? Eyeball. Why can't I remember Chris's thing? What? No, that's Sean's thing. Who? Chris?
Yeah, Bullshit was Sean's thing. Chris Eaton with Eyeball Pythons. What's the name? Snakes and the Fat Man.
Snakes and the Fat Man. Yeah.
Chris Eaton, dude.
Yeah, me and William Philippek were going to Tinley, and the guy loves podcasts. I guarantee he's listening to this one. He knew about me being on this before I even knew I was going to be on this thing. But yeah, we listened to Bob Vu talk on the way up, and it was great. I had a blast listening to it, and like I said, I've always wanted to do one of these for fun with people I like. Just there's not a lot of time in the day. My Wi-Fi has proven it's probably never going to happen again. I'm going to rent a hotel room next time we do this. I'll be honest.
Nice.
Let's do it. That'll be tight. Yeah, that'll be really tight. Yeah, Chris is a cool dude, and yeah, I've been supporting that, and I think Cold Blooded Cafe sponsors like every reptile podcast there is. So it's
except this one.
Except this one, but I pay for I pay for anything I can, and I'm gonna pay.
Just be happy to have Forrest out here. Don't ask him for money.
Honestly, I'm just busting his balls. I like this. Honestly, having him on here is fucking. I mean, I didn't ask for Steven, but you know, it's cool. I'll take it.
Anyway, you know.
It's like Steven's not even here, man. Where I'm holding my phone, I can't even see the guy.
Yeah, but okay, let's just say Steven. Like, let's just say Steven. Hold on. I want to put it like so. If Steven wasn't here, we wouldn't have like. Look how you're perfectly in the middle. I'm perfectly in the middle, and now we have this weird fucking. Because look. Go away.
Yeah,
now, you feel awkward.
Yeah, this is actually kind of nicer in my opinion. Not that I don't like looking at them, but I just like that my face is bigger and I can see more of me and you right now.
I can see a lot more of your mustache and it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's we need a white background on this thing. It's starting to droop a little bit. Yeah.
All right, let's bring him back in here.
Oh, there we are.
I've got a question for you. So you're from Charlotte, right?
I've lived in Charlotte for a few years, but I'm from Wisconsin.
Okay, but like, you really identify with Charlotte, though, right? I mean, that's like a big part of your life.
In my adult life, Charlotte was the happiest I've ever been.
Okay, so what's it like with the baby blowing up, the rapper? I mean, are you guys pretty proud there of the baby
rapper blowing up?
Yeah,
can I get some details on this? Is there a thing? Is this a thing?
There's a rapper called Da Baby, D-A Baby. He's a rapper who's been blowing up the charts last, few months. So, he's killing it. But what's your relation to that?
Well, I mean, I'm just going to answer the question with you're talking to a guy in the middle of Missouri hanging out in a Walmart parking lot. That might not be your demographic, bud. You might want to ask another question.
Okay.
Oh my. Okay, let's ask this. Obviously you fucking, you work with a lot of animals that you have to take care of and keep. Or I mean, do you play music while you do that?
Our Wi-Fi is shit. My radio broke a year and a half ago, and I still haven't got a new one. I'll be honest, I don't want to come off pathetic, but if anybody wants to bring me a radio at Tinley, I might take it home and use it. A lot. I'm
willing to bring you because we sell this shit at my work, so I shit you not. I want to bring you a Bluetooth speaker that has a USB drive where you could stick a USB drive in there full of music. If you tell me your fucking favorite music, I'll load that shit up on the USB drive, take you this to your to the show, and then you could play music inside wherever the hell you're at. Well, you won't need no internet.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, we'll talk after we get off here. I don't really want to talk about music because I don't really know shit about it, but we're gonna do this.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a lame topic for sure.
Yeah, what a horrible topic.
All right.
Okay, next topic. Yep, and I talk too much and try to control conversations. So, Steven, what would you like to ask Dave about?
Oh, this is going to be good.
Okay. Wasn't expecting to ask a question. Wasn't expecting to talk at all. Let's think of a good question. So, I mean, as somebody, I feel like I ask this to a lot of people, but it really is something that always interests me. I'm still young in the game. I've been around for a minute, but not as long as a lot of the people who I look up to, yourself included. So seeing the evolution in your time in the business, where do you see it evolving next, in the next 10 years, as far as, as it becomes more mainstream or more acceptable, with the hobby aspect, the industry, and then also as it relates to just the world in general?
I mean, I'll be honest, that's kind of a tough one. I mean, I love the question, by the way. I think this is something we could talk about for an hour, but and we got about an hour. But no, it's you know, just the evolution it's just absolutely incredible. You know, just, you know, from me on the outside looking in, you know, you kind of looked at how the hobby has gone the last 18 years, and you know, there was the ball python craze, which really truly never died down. You know, I always hear the murmuring of the market crashed and this, that, and the other thing, but I generally don't ever remember that happening. Like, you know, prices are going to fluctuate. I don't remember this huge crash. I mean, I remember a lot of people jumping ship, but I guess that was a crash when a lot of people left. But honestly, here's the cool thing about the hobby nowadays, in my opinion. You know, a lot of us switched gears and went ball pythons, and we did it because financially it was a very secure way to go. And in some people's eyes, it wasn't what they thought it was going to be. And then what it turned into is they reinvested that money that they had from when they got out of ball pythons into what they were actually passionate about. And, you know, we talked about that with you being the same. And, you know, old school guys, I told you, I sold a lot of my boas to get ball pythons. And when the boa scare with the whole Lacey Act ended,
Right.
I went out and bought boas again. You know, and again, I love ball python breeding, man. Like, every day I get to see something new come out of an egg that I don't know what the hell it is or how the hell it even happened. But it's always interesting, and it's never going to change. And, you know, another big thing too is, you know, like I said, those people now going back into their passion, you know, guys that used to do corn snakes now getting back into the corn snake market. The colubrid market right now is absolutely insane. Mexican black milks were $80 a few years ago, and they're $220 in every table now. You know, you can reinvent the wheel in this hobby over and over again. And even like, you know, the blue tongue skinks. When I first started doing them, I thought it was a very low maintenance pet, a very easy diet, very easy care, didn't have crazy lighting, something that the beginner could work with and be happy with, that didn't want a bearded dragon that was going to kill your electrical bill and you'd have to go buy crickets and roaches every day. You know, it was something that your diet was in your refrigerator, your cupboard. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
And this was a species that was like $80 a piece at the shows and nobody wanted to buy them. And, you know, honestly, and I've told some people and people think I'm out of my mind for saying it, but, you know, Brian BARCZYK went to Australia and he came back and he started talking about blue tongue skinks. And suddenly an animal that was selling for $120 went up to $250. And even this past year, people were charging $450 for the same animal. Wow. You took a species that's been in the country for almost 20 years and it had a rebirth. And the best thing is there's so many new people in skinks right now breeding them. There's colors that you never even thought was going to be possible, and we're getting there faster than we really should for anything when you're line breeding a species. And, you know, just to jump on ball pythons and, you know, Justin, you know, you took somebody, and like I said, he's been in the hobby for a long time. You know, I'm sure he doesn't remember, but I met him at a show in Alabama 10 or 12 years ago. And he had one show. Oh yeah, the one where the family, the couple was getting divorced, and they put on that show, and it was awful.
And I drove to that show in Alabama from Florida in my Prius. That's how hungry I was to be at every show.
Yeah,
I was going to be there, and I remember talking to you at that show. Yeah,
and that was
Repticon,
and it was great, and it wasn't a Repticon; it was something random. It was it
was a little show. Yep.
But you know, you met a guy then who was doing something, and you know, he kind of reinvented everything. You know, he was a breath of fresh air. Like in a market that some people thought was unstable, a guy came in and started doing things that, I mean, not to take anything away from it, that anybody could have done, but they didn't. He did it. And, you know, the clown ball python mutation has been around since 1999 when Tracy Barker brought it in the country with Dave. I mean, you have a mutation that's been around longer than most mutations that still has a price tag on it over $5,000 when mixed with simple combos to make these unbelievable looking animals. Like, this is a hobby of zero rules. Like, there is not like a shelf price everything needs to be. I mean, the reality is we're all just, and I make the joke, used car salesmen that saw an opportunity and bought animals, and you know, when it didn't work out and it didn't sell the prices we wanted, we sell for whatever we want because there's no rules. But Yeah, like I said, and there's a lot of other people that have done amazing things, and I'm not going to take that away from them. But
Yeah.
What Justin did in a short period of time after being in the hobby for a long time, you can't not appreciate that. You could be jealous and talk shit all you want, but you can't not appreciate what he did.
David, real quick. So
yeah.
the only kind of like shade or animosity I've seen towards Justin was an individual. I'm not going to say his name, but he's a pretty high scale breeder, not as high as Justin, but he's up there, and he's all pissed off because the prices that Justin's pricing some morphs at. You know what I mean? And I've heard this before. People getting pissed off because individual produces a morph, puts it for a price a lot lower than what other people are putting it, and then people get all fucking pissed off. What's your insight on that? How do you feel that should work?
I believe I'm aware of the situation and so on and so forth. Is what it is. This all comes down to there's no rules. We don't play by a set of rules in this industry. What happens behind the table, underneath the table is what happens in your business. And if you want to run your mouth and tell people what you've sold an animal for that might have been way below retail, and that word gets around and suddenly people think it should be that low. But like I said, I'm not going to chime in on that whole situation, for each their own. I mean, there's always going to be a little bit of a change in this. But with that being said too, I mean, I remember when Justin started making Leopard clowns, and just like that was one big moment in his buildup. And you had him pricing it at what he priced it at, but no one was fetching the price that Justin was fetching off that, because you're not just buying an animal, you're buying a brand, an established brand that, again, you can't get away from it. And I really hope I'm not kissing too much ass right now. I mean, I really do, this is generally how I feel from the outside looking in, because the dreamsicle ball python was created back in 2004 by Ralph Davis, and it might have been 2003. And 18 years later, we're now just doing stuff with it, crazy stuff with it. And even making jokes like you could have bought chocolate ball pythons off the table for $30 a piece back in 2010, and now the price has gone way up. Red Stripe, a project that people just kind of forgot about, became top dollar overnight. It's kind of tough because, like I said, we all have what our expectations are, and sometimes it doesn't work out that way, and we all move on. It is what it is. And, you're never, it's very unlikely to buy something for a price and sell it for the same price 3 years later. There's some different markets that work that way, but in a very competitive market like ball pythons, a lot of times it's a speed game. But, I believe in the speed game, and I don't. I'm never really in a rush to do anything. Even the past few years, I've really just tried to keep on doing what was being done with something before I walked in. Mm-hmm. This is the first year that I'm really just trying to reinvent it and take it in a direction that I'd like to see it go. And man, I got a little off topic with that. I feel like I almost avoided the answer to the question there, but like I said, it's tough. You can't make everyone happy. Not every one of us is going to be best friends, and man, when you put money in the equation, you're going to lose people around you. It's a competitive industry, and that's not going to change anytime soon.
Money changes everything, man. It really does.
I got a couple things to say about that, obviously. Justin, it's like he was in so early and took such big risks, and he also he's the only guy, and he was the first guy. I would say the two guys would be him and Rennick that had true professionalism about their marketing. They did real marketing. They saw things through. Now, they had different perspectives on how they did it. Justin he had the balls to spend the big money on the best baby females, and made sure he had all the best genes. Rennick, I think, was more shooting towards Rennick was shooting towards being a tier 2 or a tier 1 mass producer. So, and as Bill Brandt and some of the biggest guys in the industry, they basically seen him as the next one that would be at that level of production. So Rennick had the marketing, and I remember one time Rennick posting on Facebook or something, $1 million is this price product times this many times. And it had several scenarios of that. And, I've seen this in my rodent business come true, is that is true. You know, like it's not, you're more likely to do it selling lower priced products to more people. And I think that was his vision. But then Kabelka wanted to create this brand of luxury. He wanted to create this luxury brand of the best. And I also think that Justin really, really loves ball pythons. I mean, he is an artist. He is serious about it. And he wants to just see, you know, he gives these things time to see what they can do. And that was awesome, but it wasn't an easy start for him. I know, anybody that's heard his stories, you know, like his whole lavender peat call debacle about almost getting screwed for 20 grand or something, and having to drive up to Pete's to get, you know, to make that situation right and all that, you know, like I don't know, he took huge risks. He's seen them through, and now Justin is who Justin is, but yet, you know, the only guy I think that's ever that's gonna do it fast and have that kind of reputation that I've ever seen is Miguel. You know, like Miguel is really creating a luxury, awesome brand really fast, and that's really cool because Miguel's a really successful business guy that knows marketing too. But marketing is having awesome animals and then having marketing, and then there's marketing that just comes natural for people that are great at marketing, and that would be like the Justins of the world. And then there's like take BARCZYK, you know, where he just it was work ethic that made his marketing what it was, and he had to figure it out, and he had to fail at certain things, but he never gave up. But either way, in this business, you better be willing to make a name, and that can happen in different ways. Like a lot of online people, your name might not jump out to them. But if you're a show circuit person, you know your table is a very happening table. And behind the scenes, you're very you're a lot of stuff. So that's just my rant on marketing and two key figures. And I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about. Whatever.
Oh yeah, it's we're always talking about. Yeah, it's just, you know, I agree with all that. You know, it's the ups and downs. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I wish I could be everyone's best friend. You know, I put in a real effort, and you know, not everyone's gonna like me, and I got to live with that. And you know, other breeders are gonna battle it out over certain things, and you know, that's just the nature of the game. Because, like I said, there's money involved, and you know, I mean, shit. Like you said, the evolution of the hobby. I mean, we're in the YouTube generation right now, man. Like, if you're a YouTuber, you're like fucking killing it. Like, you are on your game.
But if you're a seasoned YouTuber, meaning it's literally, I mean, as far as being like, you know, where Miguel's at in his YouTubes and Brian and all that stuff, right? If you come into this game as fresh as you are now, where YouTube's at now, because they have all these, you know, like, it's really hard to make money off YouTube if you fucking got nothing to bring to the table. That's a fact. Like, and people struggle on that. People get on YouTube and they don't have fucking their 1,000 subscribers within a week, and they fucking lose their shit. It's just how it is.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'd love to do a YouTube thing at some point. I've talked about it for a while. The motivation's there, but the time's just not.
It does take
everything. And you know, those guys put 24 hours a day on that. I mean, you know, Brian has got multiple people editing videos afterwards. You know, Miguel's putting the time.
He has a fucking camera crew. He has a team.
Yeah.
And
he just now in the past 6 months to a year got his first. He tried it once, but actually Brian edited and shot everything himself his entire career, which is pretty insane. But yeah, now he finally was able to do that.
Back. Now he's letting, because think about it, you know, back then, you know, doing what Brian was doing, let's see, and that's definitely was all fucking fire and passion, you know what I mean? Because nobody was doing it like he was. He brought all that shit to YouTube. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, like I said, you know, it's a powerful platform, and you know, talking about, like I made the comment about earlier, you know, people didn't care about skinks, and then they cared about skinks. You know, you made kids want to have them as pets. He's got 2 million people that subscribe to him. You know, if you start talking, I think I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure is when he started talking about Mexican black milks that the price on those shot the heck up.
Yeah.
You know, those guys are really powerful. And I think I even made a comment to, you know, when Brian was buying into skinks, he probably shouldn't have talked about them so much, because I know he paid top dollar for a lot of things because prices got inflated overnight.
Yeah.
And the same thing, like, it's, everyone sells like a different thing, a different image. And like you said, you got the Miguel image and, you got the Justin image, and it's a very successful look at doing something and being passionate about it. And, I'm sure Justin missed on as many combinations as he's hit. Like, they can't all be winners. But, yeah, like I said, it's like everyone's going to run their business a little differently. I mean, my brand has always just been built around just being good to whoever I could be good to. And I'll be honest, there's been some people along the way that I was bad to, but, I'm pretty confident they deserved it. Like deep down, I'm pretty sure they deserved it.
Comes around,
But
goes
honestly, what's that?
what comes around goes around.
Yeah, sometimes, hopefully. Just got to outlast people sometimes. But
Yeah.
like I said, honestly, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad about this hobby. I'm going to be in this for a long time because I don't want to do anything else. Like this is just, I love the people. My best stories are involved in that. I mean, again, my best friendships are from this hobby. And it's not even just because we all like reptiles. I mean, when I see a Frank Martin at the show or a Vin Russo, we're talking about fishing. I got really cool herping buddies in the industry now. Just people with one similar interest, and then you find out you like something else and it grows. But no, like I said, I love this hobby, and I welcome everybody. I think more the merrier. I don't think it hurts the overall economy of this industry if we have more people in it. It's just
Not at all.
when you have 1,000 animals, you need to buy 3 more. And when you have 3 more, you're going to probably buy 6 more. I mean, that's never going to end. I mean, this is a very addictive hobby.
The vicious cycle. It never stops.
No, it's endless. It's just, you can't ever stop.
Never. It's
I don't know if it's a family member, Dave, but Perry Levinson.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Who's Perry Levinson? He's in the comments saying, "What's up?"
Oh, that's my dad.
Oh, nice.
Oh, what's up, Perry? What's up, pops?
Yeah.
Damn.
And why don't I have that? I don't see anything.
Hey, you could see him after this gets like processed and it gets, so this will like take a couple minutes and then you could go to YouTube and you'll be able to see all the comments, all the people giving you love. But yeah, your pops is in the building right there. Hey, pops, you did a good job with this kid, man. This guy's awesome. This guy is amazing. Look at his. I mean, I want to say it one more time. His windbreaker. I'm sorry, but his fucking windbreaker.
It's a nice windbreaker, right?
It's amazing.
Hey, I got it on sale. Like, you can't beat that. This thing was like $5.
That's what he's most excited to talk about, is how he got it on sale. Fucking,
well, I mean, it was cheap.
$5, dude. I'd pay fucking $45 for that thing, dude.
You want to see the most expensive thing about what I'm wearing right now?
Yeah, please. What is that? Is that a whale tooth?
That is a megalodon shark tooth necklace. This thing put me back $210 in Key West.
$210.
The lady wasn't even willing to put this thing on a necklace at first. I had to beg her to. She said it was like a wall piece. I just wasn't going to have it. But
I mean, there's reptile guys that with croc teeth that think they're pretty badass. I mean,
damn,
megalodon tooth is definitely stepping it up.
I'll put it out there.
Yeah.
I am compensating with this shark tooth. This is big. That's a big shark tooth.
I don't know what it was. It looked like almost like
the lighting's not great. Oh yeah, get it in real nice and tight. There it is.
Let me see that. Let me see that.
Yeah, is that close enough? A little bit of this. Yeah, you know what's going on. But no, yeah, that's a prized possession right there. This is only the second time I've worn it in public for you. It's fucking heavy. My neck is killing me.
Dude, you're killing it. That's a crazy piece. I'm not gonna lie. That is nice.
Okay,
shout out to Florida. Like, you can't wear this thing anywhere.
No, what are you gonna say, Forrest? Speak.
I'm speaking for Will. He is asking Dave, what has been the biggest obstacle you have had to overcome to get where you are today?
Ooh, it's a heavy one.
All my failures, cutting corners like we do early on. I'll be honest, going to Daytona was my Achilles heel for a while there. I'd go down and take every penny I saved for months, then I come back and fucking space heater malfunction killed my entire collection one time. And because, like we all do in the beginning, we put all our money into the animals and not the setup. And then I went down to Florida a second time, and I came back and one of my animal plastic racks got rolled off the wall and put back on, and the probe came out, and I lost every single Borneo blood that I picked up, and I never bought another one because of that. Honestly, if my own mistakes is really my failures in this. And again, this is you get a rush when you buy an animal. You don't get a rush when you buy a rack system. I mean, the rack systems nowadays, they're pretty beautiful. And, we put a lot of money into the skink racks we use. We use the 8018 series from ARS. I love the tub. I love the window in the front. I think the animals do amazing in it. But back in the day, I was building racks out of IKEA tubs and all thread and PVC and so on and so forth. But shit, man, I talk so much. I don't even fucking remember what we were talking about. What was the question?
The question was your biggest obstacle.
Did I even answer?
Well, yeah, you did. I mean, you said
it's been myself.
Overcoming the bad things that happen, and so that's why I hope when people hear these, we put this content out there, we can help them avoid some of those mistakes. I doubt we could get him to really, because normally he's just ignoring me when I'm saying these rants, but when I talk about space heater malfunctions, cooking rooms, seeing disasters ahead of time. I mean, most of the time you just shut it out, right? Because it goes on so long, and I'm like, what would you have to say about the way I am when I talk to you about that?
Well, the funny thing about, can I piece in just one thing and then I won't talk for a second? So
yeah,
we built a new skink room on the back of the house. We took a portrait, we insulated it, set it all up. The being an issue, a lot of racks, it just wasn't holding. So we got an extension cord here, an extension cord here, we can upgrade it. It was a temporary thing, and cool them down. And we have a little space heater. It was like a $250 extension cord leading into the other room. At about 6 p.m. today, Cheryl came running out to the building. Things started on fire.
Yep.
I understand that. Never thought it was a problem. The fire started at where the extension cord connected, where it got we're home. It's all gone. Not your rent and raving. I fucked up, but holy shit, I almost went today just because we had a cold front come in and I had to warm up the room a little bit. But no, I don't know if there's a right answer with space heaters. Honestly, they scare the shit out of me.
Well, there is a right answer. And so what went wrong there? So a space heater is 1,500 watts. It's the leading cause of house fires in the United States. It's probably the most dangerous thing you could use, but it's also a very effective piece of equipment. As far as using one on an extension cord, the extension cord has to be the heaviest duty extension cord money can buy to do that. And then chances are it's probably going to be, unless you have an outlet. Now, to have a new outlet installed, you can look it up on whatever home improvement website, how much, that connects you with local contractors, but shouldn't be more than, say, $80 to $200 to have an outlet installed. You need one directly ran to your panel. And so so a space heater is one of those things where it has to have its own outlet. And then if it doesn't, if you're in a situation where you need to run it to that. So I've burnt out. Most of us that have been in reptiles for any amount of time have at least had, we've noticed our cords have melted together with the space heater, or we've seen that in the outlet there's a black spot on the outlet from the space heater. But no, I would just like Steven to comment a little bit on maybe what a psychopath or how annoying it is to hear me talk about and like how rude I am, I guess, about you're not thinking ahead enough. You're going to kill everything someday. I promise you.
Yeah. It basically makes you want to kill FORREST and then subsequently kill yourself.
Yep.
In that order.
Hi.
It wouldn't work in that order.
Yeah.
What's up, MJ?
Sorry.
But, in the most condescending dickhead way possible, but it's all true. But yeah, if he was there, probably punch him in the face.
FORREST gives you the kind of truth that you just don't want to fucking hear, dude. And
it's the delivery, though. I mean, I
painfully
experienced it one day for themselves.
In a good way, but it's all. I remember, he's giving me advice where I think before I even really was really even cool with him, you gave me some advice where I was like, dude, fuck this guy. There's no way that's what's supposed to happen. And then after researching and talking to other people, I was like, fuck, this dude's right. I was like, holy shit.
It's about
yeah. I was like, that's depressing. That's really fucking sad, dude. And then just recently, I had another situation. And he's like, yep, pretty much everything has it. Pretty much, probably, more likely. He may not see it in the chondros, but they have it. They more likely have it in them. I'm like, why are you telling me this, dude? Like, please. Like, I think it's like my first day back at work. I'm already stressed out, and he's telling me this. All I want to do is run home and just clear everything. Oh man. So RIP to the last emerald that I just murked. By the way, I had to put down an emerald earlier this week. So,
yep. Dirty little secrets. But no, I mean, I know, and I felt like, I want Steven to be successful in this business. But I, if I died tomorrow, he wouldn't care because of how vicious I've been to him about this topic of how serious you need to think ahead, especially on operations like me and Dave and I's, or Dave's probably way bigger than mine. But when you start to build a business where you have all these rooms and you have all this stuff going on, and like, I hope that Steven, now I know he doesn't, but I hope that Steven is concerned about Saturday and Sunday right now, because it's going to be 63 degrees. And in this part of the country, when we get into this middle ground, when it goes from cold to warm and all that, and you're using things like space heaters, and you're being, like I've been most of the time, white trash, pathetic, stupid, and I don't have fail safes for every single scenario. Okay, here's what I'm saying is I'll have a space heater in my Abronia room to keep that room warm, and then all of a sudden it shoots up from 20 degrees to 60 degrees, and space heater thermostats almost never work.
No.
So all of a sudden I'll walk into this Abronia room and it will be 95 degrees or it'll be 110 degrees, and I'll have lost the most passionate thing I've ever put my life into in my life. And so you should know your weather if you're doing things like that. But here, what's a better scenario? A better scenario is a monitored alarm system with multiple people that it calls, and then it eventually calls the police. And then you should have an air conditioner in there. And then you should have a backup window unit in there. You should have an auto flip-on generator. There's things that you should do to where in no scenario does that entire room die. But sure, that's not as fun as buying a new $10,000 animal. I have always just bought the new $10,000 animal, and now finally I'm starting to, get through each step. But I just love to get angry about it and bitch about it and just think about I don't know, just how reckless everything is, and yeah, we lost because of the way that room's functioning. That's a cloud forest room. It's supposed to stay between 40 and 60. Because of me not leaving the air conditioner on in that room at key moments and not thinking it a little more ahead from being like a zookeeper would have been, I just lost $10,000 worth of animals that were brumating in that room. And I know why. It's because it was getting too warm, then getting cold, then getting warm, then getting cold. And it should have never got above 61 degree ambient.
Wait, that just happened?
That just happened. Yeah. And
I'm not even going to fucking ask you what animals you lost. And I
don't want to. And I mean, at my level of the business, in some way, a $10,000 loss, it's just like a regular thing, It's just
I can't imagine that, but only that, just to I can only imagine $10,000. Why? What type of fucking animal costs $10,000? And or like like $10,000. Oh, I don't even want to fucking think about it. That's depressing. Yeah. Dave Levinson, baby, he's here. Let's take it back to let's concentrate on Dave Levinson, please, because that's the only shit right now that's making me laugh and making me feel good. So
yeah, everybody laugh.
Yeah, this whole space here thing is a real bummer, man. Like that. Yeah, holy shit! I mean, we all know we have to have this conversation, but that's.
He's like, this shit really took a turn.
Life has been beaten out of me very rapidly, very quick. It's like an emotionless Terminator now.
Yeah, Steve, really if you do this, maybe we should have this conversation when there's 5 minutes to go on the show, not like when we got 30 minutes to go and we got to grind it out. Like, I don't even want to talk anymore.
Well, our first hour was a loss, Dave, so we can go 4 hours.
No, chill out.
All right.
4 hours? Oh, is that too much? It's like...
No, it's not. I feel bad. You're in your car. You know what I mean? Fucking, there's probably security eyeballing you right now at this point at the Walmart. They're probably wondering if you're about to go in. They see your megathon or whatever that fucking thing is around your neck. They're probably scared as shit.
Megalodon.
That shit's fucking shining through your windshield. Probably. It's like, who knows? It looks like a weapon.
Hey, I'm just gonna put this out here. This is you wanting to go home when this is over, not me, buddy. I'm just fine. Like
I'll say this out, dude. I'll do a 24-hour podcast with Dave. Like,
I don't want to do that. I just, let's not put a time limit on this.
We're keeping it rolling.
How about this? Next time Forrest starts about this whole space heater thing again, we fucking stop talking. We all just shut it off.
That's what he does. He just shuts it off, stops listening. So
I'll end the podcast next time he does that. Fucking stop, Forrest. No more depression talk.
Hey Dave, that's all I got.
It's
negativity 24/7. That's my life.
Dave, that's my favorite thing about talking to you.
Yeah. You get off the phone, you're like, hey, at least it's not as bad as Forrest's life or how he looks at things. But what's funny in ball pythons right now? Like, is there some good drama or anything we can laugh about?
I don't even know, man. I'll be honest. I don't even know. I'm on the computer, but I treat Facebook like a magazine. I just look at the pictures. I don't even read the words anymore. Is there any drama going on? I mean, you guys are the ones bringing up all this drama. By the way, why the fuck you guys want to talk about drama so much? Stop stirring shit up over there.
Well, I know that's what I thought when we started this podcast.
That's kind of
that's what we wanted to do. Was we wanted to stir up shit,
but we wanted to bring two breed. You know what I mean? There's a lot of.
We thought it would be funny.
I thought it'd be funny.
It was not funny. Like every single podcast, somebody's got it hasn't actually been bad lately, but the first few.
It was one podcast. Somebody got pissed because.
Yeah.
So what? We dropped a name when we shouldn't have, and it was all fun and games, but it wasn't because it was kind of serious on the other end. So
it's not when somebody they're on the bad end of it and it hurts. I think the only way it would be funny is if we could talk to people that are mad at each other.
Yeah.
To getting on air. And trying to have them beef it out, and then I don't know.
Or they can have rounds to speak. You know what I mean? Give them everyone gets a fucking 2-minute round. Say what the hell you want to say, and then the other one say, and then the final round is just them two on the fucking. You know what I mean? Just
that's when the boxing match happens. Is after that.
Yep.
Okay, no, we're not doing that. Okay.
Absolutely. So, but why I thought drama was so important was, and why it is important, but it's got to be fun. Is what made ball pythons in the beginning was Ralph Davis, and the guy was nothing but drama. Yeah. I mean, it was the most exciting thing in the world to read the Ralph Davis Journal. It was a blog there was no schedule to it, but it was literally just this guy ranting and raving about what was going. And I mean, he had can we stick to talking? So Thunder Magnum actually wants more genital talk. So
is it a guy or a girl?
Mood's up.
His name's Thunder Magnum, so I would assume it's got to be a guy, but
I think that's his stage name.
Or maybe he doesn't identify as anything. I don't know.
That's a stage name for sure. That's definitely not his mama didn't name him that. I could tell you that right now.
Yeah,
cool name.
Somebody else's mama named him that.
Oh,
okay, so it was like. So yeah, that's why I thought drama would be fun.
Oh shit.
So not drama. What's exciting in ball pythons? What's the newest gene that you're after?
Raw.
Honestly, I mean, me personally, even when I wasn't really breeding ball pythons, I've really always loved the puzzle project. I always thought that pattern was something that really nobody put the time into it. I know a lot more people are doing a lot more now. Me included. William, who chimed in, who invested a lot of money in I think it was a bamboo het puzzle at a Daytona Beach. I think all the money he had, and ended up making some amazing animals from it. But I generally believe that the puzzle project can do what Clown has done for the last 5 years when people really start putting the time into that pattern. I think it's a great pattern. Like I said, we have about 4 or 5 males over here that we're just going to put through as much as possible. And, in the end, I hope we make something pretty.
Has there been a puzzle Clown?
What? There has been a puzzle Clown. I want to say there's been at least 1, but maybe 2. I don't want to sound like a jerk when I say this, but I think both those patterns by themselves should be left by themselves. I'm not taking anything away from the combos being put together, but I just think that there's so many different directions you could take each one of those genes. Being forced to combine them because, this whole mindset in the hobby that if it's not clown, it's nothing it's kind of silly. Everybody really judges the quality of a gene by what it does when you cross it with clown right now. And that could change when there's something else that does what that gene does. But right now, I mean, the value of everything, like I said, red stripes. I had them on the table for $50 to $100. I couldn't give them away. And then Justin came out with the Pompeii and revealed the red stripe being in there. That same animal went back on the table for $450. People started buying it. Clown can really dictate the price of codoms that were non-existent a few years ago.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm surprised they weren't allelic. Has there been any allelic genes with recessives that you guys have been getting recently?
Yes. Well, okay, arguably. And this is, Junior and me. Okay, back to Junior. Okay. So when I was talking to Junior recently, we were talking about the Candy Project and how when you breed it to an albino, it's allelic and you get the Candino.
Yeah.
Junior still looks at the color pigment in the eye of a candy and the overall color pigment that it matures into over time as being more of a T positive mutation over a T negative mutation. So arguably, if that's true, then it's an allelic gene between a T negative and a T positive that makes its own animal. And, there's something very similar to that in boa constrictors where you have the boa woman caramel, which is a T positive mutation. And when you breed it to a sharp line albino, which is a T negative mutation, you get a allelic animal that is called a paradigm, and it carries a little bit of both traits, and it's very interesting. And it was completely random. You wouldn't ever imagine a thing like that would do that. But for recessives and ball pythons, I'm sure I could be forgetting something, but I mean, the big standout one to me would be the Candy crossed with the albino.
Well, yeah, that was like the first recessive. The first recessive allelic. That's what I was asking. Is there anything new where that's happened? There's never been any clown or puzzle or anything like that.
I haven't seen anything first generation. One gene that I really don't know enough about, but I'm really wanting to have more conversations about right now would be the cryptic gene.
Yeah, Will just brought that up, saying that it's allelic with clown is the rumor.
Well, arguably, and I know me and him have talked about that a bit. I might have planted that seed for all I know. We have, we have these animals in the building right now, and they look like cryptics. And I was talking to Justin recently, and he did a pairing, and he showed me some babies, and he made these cryptic looking animals by crossing one animal with another and having them het for clown, but they were already a visual. But there's also people that say that cryptic is dominant, and some people say it's co-dominant, and other people say it's recessive. So one of two things is happening. We could have two very similar genes that genetically work differently, and maybe we find out one of those is a little bit compatible with clown right now, but we really can't jump to conclusions because we haven't done enough about it. I mean, maybe I'm not always paying attention, but up until about 8 months ago, I don't remember people really talking about cryptic, and now I fucking see cryptic everywhere.
Yeah, that's the buzz. True. It seems like
very true.
What about Cypress? I mean, is there anything cool about Cypress?
Yeah, Miguel put that Cypress shit out pretty good. And a lot of people start fucking biting on that for sure.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Cypress. We made some black pastel pewter Cypress puzzles this past year. I was happy with. I love the stripy pattern you get out of it. I think there's some great things that are going to come out of it. Me personally, and I don't want to seem like I'm biased because I have it, but the acid static confusion project. And I'm going to lump them all together because I think we've all agreed it's the same gene. It's a gene that I kind of kept away from Leopard in a lot of my pairings because kind of like my feeling about the clown project and the puzzle project kind of being in their own direction. I thought the same for, Leopard and static, let's say, because we have the static gene. And finally, I broke down and I did a pairing and we made some pastel leopard statics and pastel leopard lesser statics. And they're fucking unbelievable, man. They're mind-blowing what happened with that project. And, in an industry, too, where people make jokes, and I saw someone post a picture the other day where I think he was holding a picket sign saying, "Why does everybody hate pastels?" With the gene like, oh, you remember that?
Yeah. I had that guy on my other channel. So I do like another, basically I bring ball python people onto my show. I got a lot of homies that do ball pythons, which FORREST don't want to talk to those people. So I bring them on my other show and I fucking, I I
You know, I got T-Bone guy on here.
I had that guy, Chris Cercery, on my show. I'm actually a good buddy of mine. I met him when I first started about 3 years ago. But yeah, he was that guy who was holding that sign. I had him on my other podcast last week.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious because that's really the truth. Because we look at a few combos and some people think that it really washes it out. And, me personally, let's, say with like the ACEVEDO Confusion project, super pastel versions of that and other combinations with super pastel in the mix is crazy and trippy. I mean, it is graniting out the animal. It's throwing the pattern all out. It's absolute chaos. It's amazing. But some people still hate pastel, even like super pastel puzzles, man. There's one you probably see that's all around the internet. I think Corey Woods produced it. He sold it to somebody. And it's got this perfect lightning bolt right down its back. I've probably saved that guy's picture 100 times up. Now, every time he takes a new picture, I save it. It is absolutely incredible. Honestly, there's so many genes and ball pythons and a lot to get thrown to the side. And, eventually we reinvent them and hopefully something cool comes out of it. And, honestly, a lot of times we just kind of get lucky.
Sure.
But, pastel, I'm not really one to hate on any gene because I do think there's a smart way to go with almost any gene and ball pythons. It's just, again, being smart enough to know what direction to go in.
Yeah, true. You got to have a game plan.
Yeah. So, but no, like I said, I know you guys wanted some drama and some hate, but honestly, dude, I'm in a pretty good place in life. I'm kind of happy. I didn't think that's what we were doing here. We can do that eventually.
No, like Forrest said, that was kind of like, I think just because the beginning people we had in mind to bring on, they had, there's beef in there, so, but, honestly, I don't give a fuck about, honestly, Forrest is kind of, embedded in my brain that this is for, fucking learning shit that normal fucking people in this hobby would probably never even get to hear, or, because like, be honest, Dave, like, you're not all fucking big on stories and putting yourself out there like, like myself is, and a lot of people is. So this is probably the most FaceTime anyone's ever seen about you, man. So this is fucking iconic. This is amazing.
I don't exist. Yeah.
I think you need to fucking get a YouTube thing out once you have the time, and because I really feel like with your fucking personality and shit, man, you could grasp the shit, man. You're like, we've gotten a little bit more serious and dialed in with this podcast, but the beginning and all, man, it's just, I don't know. I feel like I have to cut you a check or some shit. Well, Forrest will, not me.
It was rough. I feel bad for everybody involved in that, man. That was holy shit, dude. I don't even know. You know what? I don't even know what happened because you guys were so delayed. I don't even know if you're picking up on what I was spitting at you. Like, who knows what was happening?
Well, I'm glad
I wasn't here because I would have gotten so upset.
His anxiety would have went through the roof. He would have just tore the fucking computer thing out of the wall.
Yeah.
No, this is blasphemy. We're not putting this out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be an asshole, but I mean, my kind of goal on coming on here was to maybe phase out Forrest and just do something with you and ride your success a little bit.
There you go.
I'll be straight with you. I think you could do better than Forrest. I'm just putting it out there.
I do. I honestly do. I really do. I'll probably quit.
No, bullshit.
No, I really will at some point. I think I don't have much left in me.
Wow, thanks. So here, you guys heard it first, okay? On fucking Dave Levinson interview, Forrest just went ahead and said he's going to be quitting at some time, not letting me. The first time I'm hearing this too, so thanks.
And I don't just mean the podcast; I mean life.
I told you there's not. Okay, we'll talk about this later. I'm already fucking this guy, Dave. I hope this isn't the last interview I have.
You guys talk. You guys keep talking, man.
No, Forrest, you keep on talking too. You're bringing so much fucking joy to the conversation right now, man. I feel like you stop. It's gonna get really happy around
Give it
here.
up on life, space here malfunction, building burns down.
Hey, exactly, O'Malley. Exactly. Whoa, bro. That's exactly what I'm thinking in my head right now. What O'Malley just commented. Everyone just relax.
Yeah, this got a little intense. Hey, Forrest, I'm not gonna try to steal your job, bud. I don't even want it.
Yeah.
Mike, we'll talk later. But Forrest, honestly, bud, we're good.
Holy shit, this would really make the Forrest go off the deep end. All right, fucking Forrest is no longer part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, my host, David Levinson.
Yeah.
That means fucking eliminates KUSH too. The fucking the mime that fucking just sits there and fucking just looks fucking young and fit and just fucking has matching headphones to Forrest and shit. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, what if we keep Steve on, but we just literally have a close up of his face, but don't really talk to him much. Just I just want to see how he reacts to real conversation.
You already.
Yeah, I actually got to take a piss, so you guys are good for a minute. So give the people what they want.
No. Was he taking a piss?
I'm gonna take a piss.
Yeah.
Can I come back?
Okay, he's come back.
I fucking hope so. His shoe is caught in the cord.
Okay, we're
All right,
good.
well, we should probably experiment with this. Hey, Steve, can you put your face real close to the camera for a little bit until he comes back?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, here we go.
Just
You
coughing.
got to center yourself on the couch, bud. There it is.
Well, the thing is, it's like in between the couches, like on the armrest.
I don't see the problem right now. You can handle it. You're young.
Sit on that armrest, bro. You'll be all right.
You have to be looking at my chest then. Let's see. Doing a little gymnastics here.
All right. So
Is that
now,
what we're doing?
Actually worked better than I thought. Okay.
now that it's just the three of us, I want to know how many times have you met Kush like in person? How many times you guys linked up?
Is it like 4 to 6 times in passing?
It's like
Maybe-
shows and whenever you're here and whatnot. Yeah.
Picking up rodents, seeing you at Tinley.
Mhm.
You know, this is probably the most we've ever talked right now.
Probably.
It's
yeah.
nice. I like it. But I think it's the most we've ever talked.
Yeah. Not a lot.
But yeah, typically Forrest is just kind of talking for you, man. Like I just come over and he's like, yeah, this Steve guy is great. And you go to say something and then he just talks over you. But I know a lot about you because he talks about you a lot.
That's how it goes on here too. You know, it's like the shows that Forrest hasn't been on. Like I actually talk. You know, it's weird. You know, I'm not a mute, contrary to popular belief. And then when he leaves, I can talk, and he shows back up, and I'm just cut off. You know, it's his time to shine.
Oh my god.
We should that William Philippek, we should have him on, man. You guys could talk about scrub pythons.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys will be talking to me and Mike will just sit here and not say shit.
Yeah, no, Will and I talked on Instagram and at shows and stuff about scrubs a lot. Yeah, he's a really cool dude.
Oh, so we've already been here? It's already happened?
No, on here, but just like, you know, in private, just talking about that stuff.
Okay. Well, that's fresh new material, man. We should do it sometime.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He's got some cool stuff he's working with for sure.
Oh, yeah. He's got a very diverse collection. Real passionate guy. I'll be honest. I tried to get him to drop doing what he was doing and come work with me because, when you do what I'm doing, you don't really want necessarily workers. You want partners. You want passionate people to do it with you. And man, I would have done anything to get Will to move down here and work with me. But he's got such a good thing going on his own. I don't blame him for not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely, man. Some cool shit. And
So where did Mike go?
Yeah, where do you go to? First Forrest jumps off, now he jumps off, and now we're just
Nothing but pee breaks. You need that balance.
I went to go get Forrest a call to fucking tell him to stop being a pansy. He didn't. I left him a voicemail.
Yeah, that's gonna ruin the whole dynamics of the show, bud. You can't take that from him.
I'm just kidding. God damn it.
damn.
All right. Real quick, Steven,
Yo.
I want you to talk to David about your ball python projects that you got going on. Since there's no ball python haters in the building right now, it's just us three, thank God. So tell them, let's talk a little bit about projects if you don't mind, David. You don't have to give us the deets on, the secret shit, but mix up a little bit.
Wait, I'm talking right now or Steve's talking?
No, both of you guys. I want to hear, you go
You
first.
start us out, man. I want to hear about what you're working on.
Well, wow.
Wait, Mike, am I talking to you right now? I mean, does Steve own a ball python?
Oh, you want to hear what I'm doing? You want to hear what I'm doing, ball pythons, or you want to hear what Steven's doing way cooler shit than I am? So,
Am I really
Hey, if you got cooler ball pythons than you, I'd rather talk to Steve.
okay. I like GHIs. I'm into the whole super GHI thing. A lot of fucking cool combos with hypos and shit like that in the super GHIs. That's kind of my thing. That's some stuff I'm working with this year that I'm pretty proud of. Let's see. Some cool highway projects I know I'm working with as well. That's really it. I'm low scale, you know what I mean? I have like 140 animals and probably 65, 70 of those are ball pythons. And like
It
I said,
sounds like a lot of animals, man. I mean, that's a big collection.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, dude. This is like you said, it's a lifestyle for me, right? So I'm pretty passionate. My energy's fucking pretty much on point. And from what I used to do, used to take a lot of my energy to what I do now. So, and I used to DJ, so I used to fucking party nonstop. Like I was just never sleeping, all that shit, and it was really difficult. Partying's hard to do if you're, just so you know, partying's not easy, not for everybody. Anyways, so going from that into fucking breeding animals, breeding snakes, which let me, I could get sleep at some point. I don't feel like shit. I don't hate myself. There's really no come down when fucking hanging out with fucking, obviously unless you're Forrest and he's letting you know about your emeralds spreading all these diseases, all your fucking snakes. That's kind of a downer. But what I'm saying is I don't really see it as fucking, I don't even really take counts unless I really have to about how many snakes I'm taking care of, because it's just a part of my fucking life, dude. I think at some point I'm going to be like, holy shit, I need to relax. And it gets like that every now and then. Like you said, there's points where I'm want to fucking just probably stop. Like, why am I keeping all these arboreals when all I'm really doing is making ball python eggs? Like, I keep really failing at fucking breeding chondros. You know what I mean? I and all that good stuff, all this stuff going on through my head. So at the end of the day, it's fun. I'm in it for life. I'm not ever stopped. I signed my life away to the fucking reptile game, bro. I'm not stopping ever. Sorry for my bad for.
You got a little foresty at the end there, man. I got a little sad, but is this just a chondro thing? Are you guys all sad? Like, I don't know many chondro breeders, but I know two now, and you guys are depressing the shit out of me when you talk about it.
That's for you, man.
It's not really. There's really not too many fucking. There's not too many happy endings with chondros, man. I mean, some have. Don't get me wrong. It's you're set up for a fucking
99% of the endings in chondros is lose everything,
bad movie,
get out of it, and go into hiding for like a few years at least, and then come back out and buy ball pythons or something.
It's a bad movie
most of the time.
It could be, but look, at the end of the day, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you understand what comes with it. It is what it is. It's fucking, you just gotta kind of have to do it with less emotion. Don't let emotion take over too much. But we are human.
I don't want to come off like a dick right now, but like, it's really sad. Or every time you guys bring up ball pythons, like, when I fail at everything else, I mean, I'll just be a ball python breeder again. Like, that's
not what I mean.
Fuck, guys, you gotta calm the fuck down over there. Jesus Christ! Like,
I've had a lot funner. Funner's not a word, but I've had a lot more.
Doesn't matter, man. This is your podcast. It's your fucking word now.
I've had funner as shit breeding ball pythons, and that experience of the whole, eggs laying. I put them in the incubator. I haven't had knock on fucking wood. Why am I saying this? But I haven't had not one bad clutch. I only had 10 clutches last year, but 10 for 10. Every fucking egg made it. Everything, I don't think I had hatched one normal. It was a really awesome experience, and it was my first fucking year breeding. Who knows? It was a lot of luck, right? But I don't fucking know. It was something really awesome. And then I had my second year having chondros go at it. I'm not trying to get all foresty on you, but I went fucking 0 for 23 on a no, that was my first year. I went 0 for 23 on this female who laid. And then last year I went 1 for 14, and then the one I got ended up fucking dying 3 months later. All right, no more forest fucking scene. End scene. We're done. No more fucking depression. Let's stop talking about chondros.
But I do like the topic though, because I know very little about chondros. I know very little about breeding other than you put them together, and hopefully the setting's got to be just right, like any other reptile. But a lot of things too. There's got to be a right way to do it. To jump back on blue tongue skinks, like I had a very moderate sized collection for the longest time. I had 27 animals because that's exactly the amount of rack space I could fit in that room with everything else I had. And then we started growing that collection, and a species that honestly was so easy to breed every year. It's you put 1 month of energy into it in about an hour a day, and you could be successful with it. And then we started getting bigger, and man, I mean, there was some years where we bred twice as many females, and I was making the same amount of animals I did when I only had 15 females. I just don't think we fully know how to do it. Like, I do think there's got to be more to learn. Like, I don't understand how we could go from 80% success rate with the species down to 33% rate just because we have more of them. Like, that's not how it's supposed to work. It wasn't from lack of time or energy. And I'm sure there's some fucking crazy science behind green tree pythons to truly be successful. And I know there's people out there that are successful. Maybe you just got to stop getting your information from FORREST. Like, maybe the wrong guy's teaching you.
Well, I think historically with green tree pythons in particular, the issue was the whole nidovirus epidemic. Once we realized what that was, collections started falling off left and right. And I don't really think there's been somebody who's tried to be big scale with green tree pythons since we've identified nidovirus and have known how to at least contain it. I guess then you'd say the trick to green tree pythons would be quarantine and proper, proper testing and whatnot. Since in terms of building a large collection of them, there's a lot of people who have been doing it pretty successfully on a smaller scale. But as far as like a Rico Walder size scale with green tree pythons, bringing in hundreds of breeders, you're gonna have to run pretty extensive testing on every single animal.
to have a healthy breeding stock, which at that point, their care is simple. And you can breed them in kind of like a factory kind of way, where it's pretty regimented. Success rate probably will never be as high as something like a ball python, but I don't see why it couldn't be done if you do the right work ahead of time before breeding begins.
So I don't know too much about the experiences, that's happened in that community, other than conversations, of course, that me and Forrest have had on numerous occasions. Because like I said, I love hearing about it all. But like you guys said, like proper quarantine, even talking about like leopard geckos.
Yeah.
If Junior's not bullshitting me, every single leopard gecko in the wild has cryptosporidium, and that is a population controller, a species that doesn't have a whole lot of things taking them out. That's the only way to keep them in check. That's Mother Earth. So, if you get in a new mutation, you can't introduce that to your collection. You have to introduce it to a couple animals in a group in its own quarantine room. But the cool thing about that is it doesn't pass on to the babies. The science behind that, I'm not 100% sure. I think Junior would say it would have something to do with the coating that was on the outside of the egg when the female passed it.
Versus live bearing. Yeah,
what's that?
I think it's like an egg versus live bearing thing, because cryptosporidium is also a big issue in emerald tree boas, and that will pass on to the babies in a live bearing species. Like with nidovirus, babies are good. Take the eggs from the mom, incubate them separate baby room. As long as you practice proper care protocols, you're not going to pass that over.
So it's an egg thing, more or less, because leopard geckos are laying eggs. With your green tree python, same thing. It doesn't pass on. Yeah. But with emeralds, where the animal can come into any contact with a cage that could have that in it, it's going to pass on. I mean, cryptosporidium is probably the reason we don't see more leopard geckos in the industry. I mean, it's wiped out collections.
Well, I think that it exists, and I seen a statistic from the late 90s or early 2000s where it was like 70-80% of collections had cryptosporidium, and so it's very widespread. And so, like with the green tree pythons, with the nido stuff, yeah, we're learning a lot, and we're still figuring it out. And it can be depressing, it can be challenging. Like I know I've had ball python guys say to me, yeah, you've got a bunch of stuff that would sell for $10,000 a baby, but it's worth? You say it's worth that, but would anybody buy it? I could sell mosaic babies for $10,000 a pop. The clutch would sell out within seconds. And if I had a good blue line clutch, $3,000 to $5,000 a baby, from a super blue to a true blue, it would sell out immediately. And there's been millions of dollars made off green tree pythons, and it's a very high end specific market. Or, your blue tongues, it's like your fanciest blue tongues of the year, any of this stuff. But just in regards to viruses and pathogens and stuff like that, it's really, really complicated, and it's so awesome that we're now starting to be a developed enough industry to figure these things out. But the one thing that I've learned in the past year from having friends who are at a level where they can test every animal, they can necropsy every animal. Like we're starting to necropsy every animal that dies, and it pisses me off every time. I mean, that $10,000 loss I took this week, taking another $800 loss to figure out what it is.
That could prevent another five-figure giant loss.
Well, I don't know if it can prevent anything, but it can tell me what it was. And other than that, that's about it. But I can tell you, I had a friend get what is it? Ophidian paramyxo, OPMV, and they're considered. And this is a friend that also got nidovirus. And when he told me that, I was like, "Oh my god, dude, his life's work is gone." Like he got paramyxovirus, and like 2 animals died, and that was it. And I've seen the same thing with crypto, and what's his name? Brett Baldwin, the curator at San Diego Zoo, is telling us about a crypto outbreak in the 90s, and they were just freezing everything, or not freezing, but humanely euthanizing everything, and getting rid of. Sorry, with zoo people, you have to be very serious about the way you say things.
Transparent barrier.
Yeah, you actually can't even call it so cage. That's like archaic.
God.
Enclosure is now even archaic. So at the taxonomy advisory group meeting, where all the professionals who all just go to it, and you'd think they'd talk about animal taxonomy, but the big discussion this year was politically correct terms. And now you don't talk about, you would never say glass or enclosure. It's a transparent viewing barrier between you and the animal. So don't ever say glass or cage. So here through this transparent barrier, you can see this lizard. You know, I mean, that's how awesome the zoo world is. But anyways, on a positive note, I'm really trying to take my life in a positive direction.
Right.
On a positive note, you know, seeing things like that, and like what Brett Bublin said with Cryptosporidium in the San Diego Zoo collection, is most of the stuff just did fine with it. And so, you know, you find out you have something in your collection and you just freak out. And we just don't know a lot of this stuff, guys. We want to know. And so donate to the researchers and the people that are trying to figure it out.
Next year's Southeast Carpet Fest.
Yeah, Southeast Carpet Fest.
Yeah, we better start working on Southeast Carpet Fest stuff, because
way to be in the comments, Ian Bessel. Where the fuck you at?
Yeah, Ian, like Mr. Can't be on our fucking show.
Yeah. Hey man, hey, repost this. I got you, bro. No problem. Hey, I know you're in Mexico getting married. Repost this. God damn it.
Yeah.
Jesus, Ian, can you come on the YouTube channel one time?
Yeah.
I love Ian Bessel, by the way. He's fucking. I got to meet that guy.
Love that.
He's definitely awesome to talk to in person for sure.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it's we want to know, but at the same time, it's like sometimes when you find out, you freak out really bad, and sometimes you should. I mean, what's it like for in the boa community, Dave, with inclusion body disease, IBD? I mean, is there still guys all the time losing their
collection? Man, that is such a tough topic. Everyone's got their own opinion on it, of course. There's something, the arena virus over in Europe, that is supposed to be very similar, if not maybe the same as IBD. Man, I don't really know. I know Elliot Jacobson has done a lot of really great research on it. I haven't read enough papers. A lot of what I know about it is talking with you. And don't get me wrong, I have talked to other big breeders about it, and they all have their own opinion on it. I don't even know what to say, because, it's just like when I always tell you, man, like the general term of respiratory, just because, the animal's immune systems, dog shit all of a sudden because of a disease, but we just keep calling it respiratory. Yeah. We don't know the bacteria. We don't know how we got there. It's just, it's respiratory and RI. Same thing with IBD. I don't even know how to comment on it, because you hear that just having that is fatal if even in the same room as a ball python. Your ball pythons will all die if you put them in the same room as a boa. But we're doing shows across the country, and there's hundreds of baby boas and thousands of baby ball pythons, and those baby ball pythons aren't dying at the end of the day. I'm not denying the fact that this is a real thing, and it really could have done a lot of damage, but I never really saw anybody who truly had something seriously go wrong. I've heard of that, people getting diagnosed. I've heard of this. I've heard of that. I have a customer that bought an animal, and he told me he was acting funny. And I'm not going to talk breeders' names on who it came from, anything like that. But I was like, if it makes you feel comfortable, you should have it looked at. And it tested positive for IBD, something that some people say doesn't even exist. And some people that say when it is positive, it's a false positive. Like I said, the whole medical side of things is so difficult in this hobby because I don't have a very big brain, man. There's like 5,000 different ball python nicknames I got to remember. I can't fucking remember everything. And the reality is, those conversations with some people, they're not fun conversations to have. They're conversations that people want to have behind closed doors. You don't want to share that kind of stuff because you have to admit to something when you even bring it up in a conversation. So like I said, a hobby built on hobbyists that don't have, herpetological backgrounds or zoo backgrounds or anything like that. These are things that when we come into it, nobody even tells us about. Like, we find out the hard way, and then what do you do after you find out about it? So, it's really great that there are people proactively doing things. I'll be honest, I will happily donate stuff to Carpet Fest, but I'm not really the best guy to have this conversation. I don't have a 2 cents in it. I don't know enough about it to even consider talking about it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
like
we've got a long ways to go, but it's headed in a positive direction.
Positive.
Hopefully,
I love that you keep saying positive for us. It's making me happy, man.
Yeah.
So just for the record, we got about a minute left. Are we going to go a little bit longer? You guys really want to call it quits in a minute?
No, I want to go longer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having a good time. I really don't want to end on one of his depressing conversations again. I mean, now we have two things that we can't ever talk about again.
Now listen, let's go back and before when fucking Debbie Downer went to go take a piss. We were talking about ball python projects. She threw it on me. I said what I was working with. Now give me something, move it.
So okay, me personally, like I said, I like the puzzle, but I'm still a big fan of stacking codoms without even considering to put a recessive in it. I'm still a huge fan of the calico stuff. One thing too about stepping into somebody else's collection at a midway point on developing any project is horrible. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of the 10 Dinker projects that we have in this building right now. I am making educated guesses. I open a bin and I look at them like, I bet you that's a fucking Joppa. And I look at the label and it's like, fuck yeah, that's a Joppa, because it's such a subtle gene that just has just a little characteristic on the eye stripe that makes it's not a normal.
Right.
But that's something that Ben developed, and we have been lucky enough on a couple of the many projects that are in this building. I just kind of want to figure them out. Like I said, some of these by themselves are so subtle, I don't even know how to market them. But some of the things we've done with them are really stunning when you put the right gene with it. So really, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on here sometimes. Like I said, I wish I had more conversations with Ben before he passed away. I'm head in the clouds. I have people ask me questions they think I should know. I don't always know them. But no, I mean, I like the pides. I do think that's one project recessively that, we've proven that there's a lot of bad combinations, but we've also proven there's a lot of good. We are a little limited, or we've proven to be limited. You can make them browner, you can make them blacker, you can make them yellower, you can make them oranger, but we really haven't had a pattern that truly manipulated the pied. Like, pied kicks everything's ass. Like, there's a lot of genes you put in pied and you wouldn't even know they're there half the time.
100%.
So we're trying to do some stupid things this year. I'm doing pairings that probably don't make any sense, and if I'm lucky, it'll make something nice. And I'm sure whatever's going through my head right now has already been done, and somebody's got a small army of hats, and that's great. I'll know what's going to happen before I even get there. But I don't know. Me personally, I've talked to Forrest about this. Just the evolution of ball pythons. Like 10 years ago, everybody sold their normal females and replaced them with pastels, and now people don't even like pastels anymore. And now all those pastels are coming out of the rack systems, and it's being replaced by a het or a recessive project.
Yeah.
And you know what? In 5 years, who knows if that's even where we're going to be going? In 5 years from now, you might literally have to do a six gene recessive combination without even a codom in it to even get any respect in this industry. You never really know, and that's really what it comes down to is genuine marketing. Making people want what you have. And that's I've been quiet for the last 3 years. I'm a grinder. I want to go to work. I want to clean snake shit all day. I want to appreciate what's around me. I don't get bored doing what I'm doing. I love the long hours. I don't know what the fuck I'd do with myself if I wasn't working all the time.
That's true.
But with the ball python thing, like I said, I don't know what our direction is yet. I have to find that direction. And these first 2.5 years, I haven't done the best job taking it to where it's going to be. But the great thing about Ben's collection is all the ingredients are there. All the colors. There's so many.
You're the chef, dude. You're the chef, man.
It's the truth, man. You just got to figure it out. That was. Like I said, I used to love when they called them paint jobs. I love that fucking stupid video that Brian did back in the day where he took like a pastel ball python, an inchy ball python, and a butter ball python, and he put them in the microwave as a joke, and he brought them out, and he had a pastel inchy butter. And it was just like, it was such a nice, simple way to kind of explain mixing things to people that, his network are all not breeders. They're hobbyists. They're people that didn't even know this existed. And that kind of stuff's awesome. That's a really simple way of explaining it to people. And I got a kick out of it. I watched all those episodes on my lunch break when I had a full-time job. That was kind of what you did. But I'll be honest, like I said, I don't pay a lot of attention to videos anymore, if ever. I've been a little shut down, but you know, I'm feeling great now. You know, I'm happy to be out here. I like being around the people I'm around. I miss some people that I really wish I would have, you know, spent more time with over the last few years. But yeah, like I said, this is a rebirth, man. I'm looking forward to doing what we can with this, and hopefully we're gonna do some really great stuff. You know, we get lucky sometimes. I hate to say it, we get lucky sometimes when we do certain crosses.
It's the way it is. You know, you take what you can get.
Yeah, we got a good question here. This is something that I bought from Ben. The campfire project. We got a really awesome campfire animal.
Wait, real quick. It was that. What show was it? You said that there was a gentleman at the door who had. It was a campfire clown. I think you said, right? There was something like really bizarre.
I don't know if it was a campfire clown. Somebody had a combo that came by my table that had just yellow belly added to it, and it changed the pattern a good bit. Of course. You know, here's a good question you should have asked me, and I'm just going to answer without you asking me. What's the best gene that's ever been in ball pythons? It's fucking yellow belly. This is a mutation that you can make a pure white snake with. It's allelic. There's an allelic trait, but not recessive. You have your super stripes, your pumas, your highways, your freeways. And I'm sure there's going to be another compatible gene with them coming down the road. It's proven when put into recessives, it takes it to the next level. It's such a subtle gene, but like its importance on what it's done in this hobby is huge. I love yellow belly. I don't have enough yellow belly. I wish I had more.
Yeah, all my stuff's yellow belly stuff for sure,
which is great.
Yeah, I love how you mentioned how you're not like you're fucking with codoms without even having to put a recessive in it. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I do with my project. So that stood out to me when you said that earlier. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, but I'm also a hypocrite because I'll be honest, I picked up a lot of recessives this year to start running through some of those codowns, but I promise you I'm still going to be doing the grind of the codown to codown breeding. I will never stop that. There's just, Ben was that guy. He was like the first one to do like a 6 or 7 gene calico combo that just blew everyone's mind. And now you put that on the table and it doesn't get the respect it once got. You know, guys like him and Kevin McCurley for a while there were just mixing codoms up and just doing this crazy stuff. And like I said, it's an ever-changing hobby, man. It's adapt or die. And right now we are a recessive mindset. Everybody, it's got to be recessive or it's devalued in people's eyes. Not everyone's eyes, but a lot of people's eyes.
Yeah. How you ever really fucked with Kevin in person? You ever like hang out with him or anything like that?
The very last time I ever hung out with Ben was at Kevin McCurley's house seeing his collection. Me and Ben went up there with a friend. We got a chance to actually see the ins and outs of the place. Ben got to pick out a T-positive water monitor that he had on trade with Kevin. You know, great experience. Got to see a lot of amazing animals. And, you know, too, like, you know, Kevin's another guy, you know, when he talks about it, he does it with a passion. He does it like everyone should, you know, and, you know, he might favor certain species over other species he works with. But, you know, when he talks about all of it, you know, you hear the passion in his voice, and I appreciated that. And that was back when Josh was a manager there, and then, you know, Rob's there as the main guy. And fuck, man, I used to see Rob back in the day when, you know, he was a nobody like me. That fucker would come out to the shows with cupcakes with bacon on top, man, and he would always go out of his way to give me one, and I love the guy for it. Now he's in a position, you know, no different than me, just a guy that really loved the hobby. And I don't know if it's right place at the right time, because I definitely don't want to put my circumstance like that, but, you know, was given an opportunity to work with something that was already established and promote it. So, you know, I always thought that was really cool about him. You know, I love that guy in that position, and I hope he's there for a long time. I think he's a perfect fit for nerd reptiles.
Yeah.
But no, like I said, talking GHIs. Let's go to GHIs for a little bit, man. Like the GHI combos. Like, I don't know if you remember the days where Matt Lear was just posting. You probably. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for. Let's see. I got in this probably like late 2016. I got my first GHI in February 2017. That's when I discovered it, and I was like, what the fuck? This is what I'm gonna breed. This is what I really give a fuck about. And yeah, and then it all came to life, you know, last season, and I hatched what I had visioned in like 2017. So
yeah, I'm a big, you know, appreciator of GHI. I think there's great stuff, and you know, that's another pivotal animal that happened in clowns when Justin made the Mojave GHI clown. Like that was like his headliner animal of the year. It was something that manipulated the pattern, and it just looked amazing, and it changed the way people look at that, because when you looked at itself, it was okay, but Adam Mojave was a huge win. And
Yeah.
look at what Matt Lear did back in the day. Like Matt Lear, before anybody even had a chance to do anything, that guy, I felt like he almost did it all at one point. And I used to stalk the shit out of him on Facebook and look at all his pictures. And there's still some combinations that he did probably 7-8 years ago that I've never even seen repeated to this day.
Yeah.
But no, GHI, I think that's a really great one. I always cry about not having more females around for the GHI project to run some males through. But some people think we have crazy numbers and everything. There's some genes that the reality is we only have 4 or 5 or 6 genes in the building. And GHI is one of them. We have some great males, but I think we only have about 8, maybe 9 GHI females in the whole building right now that are breedable.
Right.
I'm working on that. I'm going to hoard back a whole lot more when I get the opportunity, but we only have a couple, and I wish we had more.
Let me ask you this. Anyone can answer this, because I mean, like I said, I just started, but I produced, for whatever reason, a high amount of fucking females last year, like a lot. And I got verified. It's not like I don't know how to fucking pop or anything. They're females, like a lot of females. I mean, is there anything I'm doing to cause that, or is that just fucking just luck of the draw type shit?
I mean, I just think you're peaking early on, man, because females are worth more than males most of the time. You had a great 10 for 10. You got a bunch of females. I don't see why you're bitching right now. You shouldn't be asking questions like this.
I get it, right? Yeah. I just always wonder. Yeah. Kind of crossed my mind, but
I don't know. I don't think there can necessarily. We've never done any studies on it. You got your leopard geckos. You can manipulate sex in the incubator. You can do the same thing with alligators. I'm sure there's a bunch of other species that I'm not going to mention. You can do the same.
Yeah.
As far as we know, it can't be done with pythons.
As far as we know, it can. And going back to blue tongue skinks, talking to a guy, Ray Gerge down in Florida, great guy, OG in the hobby when it comes to breeding skinks. He had a wall that was kept a little cooler than the other wall, and it threw a very, very high percentage of female blue tongue skinks off that wall. I don't know if there's anything to it. I do think that there could be something to it, but again, it's nothing we've ever really put the effort into. Some people incubate their ball python eggs at 88. Some people do it a little hotter. Some people do it a little cooler, and they don't cut till like day 65.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, most of us aren't really scientists that come into this. We're just general people that had a passion for the hobby for one reason or another, and we're not over here doing experiments every time we do basic stuff. But maybe we should.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's the thing is we don't have enough numbers of the things to get solid data on, so it's up to it's trying to get all the keepers to share their information and then organize that information enough to try to figure those things out, because just to say some to answer some of these simple questions, what's causing reproductive success or failure in this species or that species, it's like we just don't we can't answer that question because so few people have done it on big enough scale and then tried it. Like ball pythons, we had guys like Bill Brandt that did do scientific level studies on reproduction and figure them out. And with leopard geckos, they've done the same. But on blue tongue skinks, doubtful. It's doubtful that anybody's done it on large enough scale yet. So. Yeah, that's awesome. Just get us hyped on your blue tongue skinks. I mean, you're like really the best blue tongue guy in the country as far as just like selective.
I am a newbie, and like I said, this is a part of the hobby that has really developed overnight. A lot of people don't even understand the greatness that has happened in the country. And, a lot of what has happened has been based on the pioneers. The Ray Gerges, James Fenn. Andrew Siki, I hope I'm saying his last name right. Just certain animals that, certain people that brought a certain animal to the table that had been developed. Jeff Green with his red line, something that, I was lucky enough to get into early on. But I really, like I said, the skinks were never supposed to be anything that was supposed to be any more than pets. Me personally, when I bred them, like I said, I think they make amazing pets. If a friend has a birthday party, I bring a couple skinks with for the kids to play with. I just think it's a really great species for that alone. But now the recent development and more people coming in and more people doing crosses that maybe people wouldn't have thought to do or working on more line breeding stuff, it's really developed into a very, very unique gene pool of animals. And, like we took a red animal and we outcrossed it to an animal produced by Stacy that was an amber colored animal and produced some normalish looking babies, and then bred another red back to one of those normalish looking babies and just made these reds that were mind blowing. And we did that in like 2 generations of breeding. This is something, in my opinion, should have taken 5 or 6 generations of line breeding to make something. And already we're hitting something to the next level that should have taken time. So, these little traits in skinks for line breeding seem to be very, very powerful. Some more powerful than others. And, I'm open arms to people that want to come in and work with the species. I think species really, truly flourish the more people that come in to work with it. And, sometimes, there's some people that say, oh, well, I just hope ball python people don't want to buy these, or I hope boa guys don't want it. And, I just think that's silly to limit, who you want in a community. Again, the more the merrier. Your sales don't go down when more people want something. The more interest that goes into it. And my comment earlier that, and I've said this to you on the phone, and maybe I'm an asshole for saying it. I'm sure I'm going to piss people off. Maybe I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But like, the fact is, in my eyes, is the ball pythons are the economy of this entire hobby.
Period. So you, Forrest.
Yeah. The rodent game, I wouldn't be having to spend as much as I would on a small rat right now if it wasn't for so many ball python breeders. Even like, the development of a company like ARS or Freedom Breeder, who came out with those crazy ass powder coated racks back in the day. And again, not to pat ball pythons on their back too much, because I'm going to seem like a real, asshole and half people that are listening to this. But, the money that went into the expansion in the ball python hobby, it gave people money to then put into all the other designs that they've given us in all these different tub sizes that aren't all geared towards breeding a ball python. And without that initial capital these companies got, it just wouldn't be there for us right now. Shit, it almost seems like sometimes cage companies in general have been phased out because of the boom of the ball pythons, because less money went into that kind of stuff. Brian stopped doing boa racks for a little while, and thank God he came out with another tub, but there was a while where Freedom Breeder was the only guy to buy a boa rack from. Like I said, I ball pythons, are a big part of this hobby, and, they're the fuel in the fire sometimes. They give people money to go out and buy something maybe they're a little more passionate about, like your green tree pythons and your rare gecko projects. It's just, one way or another, that dollar bill that goes in the pocket of somebody at a show very well could have been a dollar that went in someone else's pocket for a ball python. So, like I said,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's funny with the cage guys. A lot of them, you'd think they've shut down. So many of them are so backed up, they just don't even know what to, like. It's crazy how much caging. Yeah, it's such an explosive industry. It doesn't seem to be slowing down, and it really has been beautiful to see companies like Freedom Breeder, ARS, stuff like that, be able to get bigger and bigger, and to see our friends start to make a living and hire employees and it's just awesome to see this business grow. And the caging and the investment part of it, it's investing in how your setup is such a big part of it.
Yeah. This whole hobby as a whole, like I said, it just doesn't seem to be slowing down. Like, again, crash talk and this and that, like, I don't see it. I've been on the outside looking in for years, not as long as some people, but I just don't see this going anywhere. It's such a cool hobby. And again, crediting the YouTubers, people that are putting this content out there, all they're doing is bringing more people in every single day that had no idea this even existed.
Shout out to Miguel again. I'm not trying to give him more reach arounds, but fuck, dude, look what he's doing with these collaborations with celebrities and fucking, you know what I mean? Did you know, David, he just sold the snake to fucking Ozzy Osbourne's granddaughter?
I did see that. I didn't know he actually sold something to them. Yeah. I just knew he was there.
Ozzy fucking pulled him aside and he was like, I want to buy a snake for my granddaughter. And Miguel was like, well, let me give you one. Ozzy's like, no, fuck, I'm giving you money. And fucking, he just didn't disclose how much he dropped. I can only imagine. But his granddaughter ended up buying a snake, and I guarantee she's going to buy more snakes. And that's just how fucking, dude, he's literally what happened to my obsession. But by these collabs happening, these more obsessions are coming to the table, bro. This is, it's not for everyone, but when you're in this, dude. I don't really know too many people who start to get into this and they become like, you know, some people take their time, but it eventually turns into something fucking great. And even if it doesn't, look what it's doing for people, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, no, you know, I do enjoy Miguel's coming ups. You know, that was when I was at the Pomona show, and I think we're like 2-3 Pomonas. You know, that was one thing that, you know, I had an opportunity to talk to him at the bar, and, you know, I told him straight up, I thought that he's a really good, positive impact on the industry right now. I think he's, you know, I think his videos were doing good. You know, I loved what was going on with it. I loved the people that he was drawing in.
Yep.
Motherfucker's Hollywood is shit, but I am going to say this, motherfucker. I've asked you for a t-shirt like 4 times, Miguel, and I've yet to get a goddamn t-shirt. I don't know what's going on here. I just did a podcast. I deserve a t-shirt.
How about this? I'll be sure that you get a
t-shirt. Nope. It's got to come from Miguel.
Not for me. No. I'm saying it's not going to come from me. I'll be sure that you get a fucking t-shirt from Miguel. 110%.
I just hope he's listening right now. I just want that t-shirt, bro.
He is. Trust me. We'll get your. Go and say your size too while you're doing it. So you need. First, you want the white one, or do you want the darker one that he has? Just say what you need right now. You'll get it.
You know what? I'm convinced he's going to give me one of each, and I like large. I wear a large.
Right, so you're large.
You got a tank top, bro. I look great in a tank top, man. I got the body for a tank top. You got a tank top. I'm all about it.
Hold on. He has a special edition #Big Dog shirt. Would you like one of those?
I don't really know what that means.
Miguel, what the fuck? That's all I gotta say.
Hold on. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Man, well, I don't want to see it. Like,
I want a 2XL Big Dog. Damn. Oh Lord.
Now he had to spell it a special ways for, you know, labeling purposes, you know, copyrights, right? But here it is.
That's tight.
Okay, so he spelled it the cool way. I got it.
So and then you have the AEP on the back. Shot for Miguel. But Miguel, guess what? I need a large, please, to my boy David Levinson. Yeah, this is
actually not that one. I'm not cool enough to wear stuff like that. Just the other ones, where it's just that beautiful blue logo. And by the way, I'm gonna kiss a little more ass. I hope I'm not a kiss ass on the show, but in a hobby that's adapt or die, Miguel's got the coolest fucking name in the hobby. Like, I know that that had other meaning in another part of his life, but ever evolving, man. That is a great name in a hobby that, again, is changing every single year.
100%.
Love it.
Yeah, that name couldn't come better than what it sounds. So that's good call. Good call out, David. That's awesome. Now for sure, with that last reach around right there, guarantee you get each color in that shirt. I promise you.
Yeah, no, we're taking it up a notch. I want that US Arc blanket too, buddy. I would have asked you, but I just didn't think we were there yet. I hope we're there.
Yeah. Well,
unless there's personal. Okay, cool. You don't have to give it to me. I'm sure Goss is not listening to this right now. Maybe he's got another one hanging out somewhere. I don't know.
Let's just be happy the fact that a guy named Miguel Garcia got a fucking American goddamn blanket and he rocks it. So shout out to all the Mexican Americans out there. I just gotta say, you know,
seriously,
shout out to all the Mexican Americans. I'm part of America, and that's why honestly, before even fucking David even spoke, which was top 2 of what this interview is all about, is just, you know. It was his jacket by far. I know I keep fucking jocking the shit out of his jacket, which, you know, I guarantee that jacket, who knows if that's even available anywhere else. That's probably something you find in a goddamn fucking garage sale that fucking some dude wore in the 90s.
Yeah, no, this was at a outlet store in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So good fucking luck.
Good fucking luck. You son of a bitch.
Fuck you guys.
Dude, shout out to this being the longest podcast to date. We just smoked fucking Brian BARCZYK's podcast by fucking, I don't know how long, but we're there, man. This is doing great, man. This is awesome. This has been really.
We got Novi's Reptiles, and like she has to go to bed when the podcast is over. So
Novi's gonna be nodding off during fucking geometry. Whatever. What do they learn in 4th grade now? I fucking forget.
Yeah, I don't know, but she's pumped because this is the latest she's got to stay up. So
she's probably the smartest kid in her class when it comes to fucking ecology or reptiles for sure. She probably shit everybody. Hey, what were you like as a kid, David? Can you kind of give me just like elementary school and shit? Like, were you just fucking were you just the fucking people that you're the kid who made everyone laugh, or did you piss?
Oh no, I was a little bitch. Like I was. I'll be honest. Like I got picked on by everybody. Like I went from living in Wisconsin to Buffalo, New York. And I had a crew cut and a rat tail. And I went to an all-black school. Didn't go well. The only reason, actually, I got rid of the ponytail because I started playing football and I wore a Jim Kelly jersey and everyone kept calling me Kelly. So Yeah, my coming ups has not been that great. I've been picked on a good bit over the years.
I think we all have at some point, you know, especially fucking Steven. He's pretty much in the prime of it because of this podcast, but you know, he takes it really well. But
Yeah, but
Steven,
he's pretty handsome though. I don't think people fucked with him too much.
yeah, but you know, one thing Steven pays attention to when he's getting roasted, but all the fucking compliments I give him, all the other shit, I give Steven so many reach arounds, and he's just like, I have a silver spoon. I breed contracts.
Don't give a shit. Yeah.
Fuck about anything you have to say good about him. All he hears about, like, you know, I looked out for him the other day and he's like, you're a hater, man. I'm like, how the fuck am I a hater? I'm looking out for you, bro. Like, but I think he was full of fucking workload. Who knows? We don't know what Steven's going through day to day. I can only imagine. Look who his boss is. Fuck.
Yeah.
You come in happy to work, Forrest shows up, it's ruined. You're like, I feel good today. I worked out. I fucking, you know what I mean? Had a good conversation with moms. Everything's going good. And here comes fucking Forrest. Everything's dead. Fuck this shit. Oh, everything has crypto. God damn it. Fuck.
I just want somebody that's close in my life to not have me on mute on their like text tones and stuff.
No. That's the worst. Don't have Forrest on mute. Because if you don't respond, 30 texts in a row. You got to respond in 30 seconds or your life's over.
Well, because look, he's trying to check in on shit. He's checking in on his fucking life, dude. That's what he's freaking out about. It's fucking. If I had someone working with the shit that I care the most about, other than my wife, I know my wife's watching. I love you, babe. But if I had someone looking over that shit, dude, and I wasn't in there and I was responding to him, knowing that he's there, I'm like, yo, are we good? And I'm not getting any text back or something. I'm gonna fucking freak out too. That's just. I don't blame Forrest for that part of being a fucking, you know, pushover, the fucking strung out type shit. I don't know what I'm going with, man.
Yeah, I don't know if Forrest can relate to this, and you know, I'm going to drop some more names, as in Mac Robinette. Somebody who's been doing this longer than most of us. Just, you know, he's just not out there as much as he should. But talking about Mac, if he sends me a text message and I don't reply, I call him and he answers the phone, Mac Robinette, because he deletes my contact. You ever had that happen to you, bud?
Yeah, dude, Mac don't fuck around with that kind of stuff.
He doesn't, man.
That's
He
hilarious.
really doesn't fuck around.
Yeah,
That's funny.
for sure. No, it's it gets hard to you know, communicate at a certain point in this business because like you're so consumed with everything that's going on, and then for me, it's like you're so consumed with stress that you just can't even, you know, I don't know. It's crazy. I know Dave knows.
Yeah, I mean, I got the best Wi-Fi my town has available, and I'm over here having to drive 30 minutes just to do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get to communicate.
Yeah, it's you know, it's my location that my farm's on. It took me a long time looking for properties, and one of the biggest things was, okay, I need a farm, but I need 100% city internet. And
Yeah, he just disconnected.
shit.
God damn.
What if his phone
Oh,
died?
Like 2 hours.
Oh fuck, my ass hurts. No, sorry. Let's see my.
Yeah, it's really hard to find good properties that have good internet.
Here he is.
Yeah, my finger slipped. I tried switching hands. My bad.
You're good, buddy. Oh shit.
I'll always come back. I promise.
But yeah, no, that's what I was saying was that purchasing a farm, looking for a good reptile property, it's extremely hard to find good acreage with city internet and stuff like that. It's a big thing, things you don't think about. Like we have daily dumpster pickup at our rodent farm. Not many people have daily dumpster pickup. We want that stuff out of here, and I pay the same for that as I would out in a smaller town for just like twice a month. So it's there's ups and downs to having a really rural location and a not, or but yeah, I basically have my property is there's like an exit, where I'm at, Dave. It's like there's like the interstate, and I'm like backed into this little corner, and there's cornfields around me, and I just looked for a place where everybody would be like, who the hell would want that, and that's it worked out for me. But
I mean, like I said, Missouri is never anybody. I don't know anybody who's ever said they moved to Missouri. It's not exactly the place we're all jumping to go, but properties are big, cheap here. Property tax is next to nothing, man. I mean, I'm not trying to spit numbers, but we're on like 70 acres out here, and our property tax is $1,200 a year.
What about season? What about season wise? Like how difficult are your winters, and stuff like that?
It's a very mild winter. It's not as nice as what your North Carolina winters are, but this year it's been sporadic as shit, man. 4 days ago it was 50, 60 degrees outside. Spring peepers were out. Like, I was feeling good, and then it fucking snowed the next day, and it was like 12 degrees. And now it's all raining and sleet. And then tomorrow Saturday it's gonna be 60. So the winters are a little bit of a roller coaster here, I'm finding. Springtime where we live, man, a little on the scary side. We get a lot of tornado warnings where I'm at. And like, we're on the top of a mountain, and one of two things are going to happen. That storm's either going to split and go around you, or that fucker goes right over you. And we had a lightning bolt hit the tree in our front yard, fried the son of a bitch. So yeah, I guess the weather's kind of nice here, man. It's not the worst, but it's just not the best. I like the change of seasons, but yeah, this isn't that bad. I'm not going to complain about the weather. I lived in Buffalo, New York. You'd wake up and there'd be 4 feet of snow. This is great here. I love it.
That's real tough winter over there, man. And it makes sense why a lot of New Yorkers and East Coasters are just fucking miserable because the seasons they have to deal with and shit. And it just sucks.
It's like 6 months of winter, if not 7. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's real cold too. It's like real cold. Here in California, we don't know what real cold is. We bitch about fucking 50-degree weather and stuff like that. So I'm one of the people bitching. So Desiree just said she hopes you have a charger, by the way. Are you good on battery, bud?
Dave, you talking about this guy?
Yeah. I'm talking to you, big guy.
So I've got this new phone. It's like the One or something like that. And this charger that came with it is amazing. You plug it in, it's fully charged in 25 minutes or so. Nice. But it's got a little camera on it that pops up for your selfies, which really sucks because, everyone knows you're taking selfies and that's gay.
You can't
do gay, not gay.
Yeah. Okay, this guy.
Son of a bitch wouldn't come up today. When that laptop failed me, I went to put it in selfie mode and my little camera wouldn't come up. I had to stick a little thing in there and prop it back up. It was awful. We're lucky to be here, man. Everything happened for it not to happen, but we made it work.
You're not the only guy who probably had to go through that in life, so.
Nah, probably not. Yeah.
Man, I can't believe this.
Back to one of the things, probably the most American thing ever about Missouri is, and Jeff Ronnie has an incredible story about it. Is he was going to move here to Indiana, and Missouri has no zoning laws. So when you drive through Missouri, you're like, why is there literally like the creepiest porno signs and all this stuff? It's just like, what the hell is going on with this place? Reason why is there's no zoning laws, which is the most badass thing ever. So you can do whatever you want, wherever you want. I don't know if there's any state like that, but it's pretty incredible because for the reptile business, zoning is a major issue. It's a major issue. I mean, BARCZYK
ruins lives.
BARCZYK, it does ruin. I think urban plant. Well, and it comes from the silver spoons of the world. Urban planning, and I mean, it has its ups and its downs. They're like, hey, we don't want this crappy part of, or this crappy, we don't want the bars next to the elementary schools. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But what happened with it is it basically became this corrupt system that is all about money and power and all this stuff. And if you know the zoning guy, you are a very wealthy guy. Or if you are the guy that makes that decision and you happen to be that guy's best friend, you're a very wealthy guy in town. But the BARCZYK, so Lori was finally going to get to live her dream, and she was going to buy a church. And there was a church that they really liked, and she was going to have a knitting retreat, or it was to have knitting retreats there. And when the community zoning thing all came together, hundreds of old ladies showed up. Old ladies and men, just old people. It's usually old people at zoning meetings. And they were worried that it was just going to be a rager out of control. And they just couldn't do it. They couldn't do a knitting retreat there. Well, Ronnie had a similar thing happen here up north in northern Indiana, and he had the building picked out, everything good to go. Hundreds of people showed up. It was a riot, and so he's like, you know what? I'm moving to Missouri where I can do literally whatever the hell I want. So shout out to that. And zoning sucks.
Yeah. So by the way, 3.5 hours in, we got to be careful in these conversations, man. I'm even looking at Mike's face half time. He's even fading out over there. We got to keep this like.
Me, why you looking at Forrest? I mean, not Forrest. Why aren't you looking
I
at
can't
Steve?
even fucking see Forrest, man. He's just like this little thing. He's more worried about his logo than his face. I can't even see the guy.
No, I'm just too embarrassed to fucking say right now that unfortunately with the StreamYard thing, we only get up to 4 hours before they fucking turn this shit off. I'm not joking.
That's fine. I think 4 hours is pushing. When you guys said it was 3 hours, I thought you were crazy.
I asked Forrest if he's down to pay for the membership. He said yeah, and then my Jew ass just didn't do it. So sorry,
Yeah,
my bad, Forrest.
I said whatever it costs, just do it. Don't give a shit. Also, offered hit to fly him out to Tinley, right?
Yeah, I can't make it to March because I fucking going back, back at fucking real life job and work. But for October, I'm there October. Hope to God I get to meet you, David. It's gonna be awesome. That way, me and you could do our own podcast separate from, you know what I mean.
That fucking guy. I got you.
Just kidding.
He's right here, but you could talk about him.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, I might even be out in Pomona for all we know in August. I never miss a Tinley. I can't remember the last time I wasn't at a Tinley, but and then there's the Arlington show. That's not too bad for you guys. A lot more people are coming out to Arlington nowadays.
You were just at Arlington yourself, correct?
I missed this last Arlington. We got a lot of responsibility in this building right now. I just can't travel like I used to.
I bet. It's not worth that. It's not worth the stress. It really isn't.
But Arlington's fun, man. I'm a foodie, dude. There's some great barbecue down there.
Love eating.
Best thing about travel is the food. You can't beat the food being on the road. And some of the craziest little restaurants you wouldn't even imagine are out there. That's the best thing about traveling and doing shows all the time is the food.
Yeah. Best thing about anything for the most part is the food. Period. Food just makes the world go round.
But shit, Forrest, man, you've been in this for a while. You remember the craziness? Like, let's do some nut stuff out there. Let's have a little fun at the end here, man. I'm done with the serious talk.
Yeah, please.
And I mean, you don't have to be ashamed. I know you've done some stuff.
Let's get nutty.
Come
on, Forrest.
We don't have to talk about all of it. Some of it.
Which stuff, dog?
I don't know. I know you're very concerned right now when I say this, but shit, dude. I mean, I don't want to seem like, I feel like this whole industry used to be Hollywood as fuck and just rock star living, man. Like this guy beating the shit out of that guy and, people buying a whole fucking liquor cart at Daytona when they got trapped in the building when the hurricane hit and just feeding each other drinks. And, I do understand there's a bit of professionalism in what we do, but I kind of like all that sometimes. Not sometimes.
Okay, what about the hallway story, dog?
Well, what hallway story? I've got a few hallway stories. We got to be careful on some of this, man.
Okay, well, I was just making sure, like, if you go somewhere crazy, I'm going to go somewhere crazy. But
True.
By the way, you're pretty fucking vanilla, dude. You take me too far, I'm going to take you right to the edge, and I know some shit.
Ooh.
I'm pretty vanilla.
Fuck off, Mike. I'm not going to do that to him publicly.
Okay.
Which hallway one? The one where I was naked at Tinley?
No, the one where I was walking behind you and you were going into a hotel room. Dude, we got kids on this podcast. Whatever.
No, you're right. Maybe we have to tone it down. I mean, yeah. She's never going to be able to stay up this late again. I've made a mistake. We should probably go back.
Let's go vanilla, bro.
Oh, at least you admit it, like.
Yes.
Somewhere between Forrest and where Mike's at right now is where we need to be. Like, two very different extremes right now. We got to find ourselves somewhere in the middle.
But, I might be an extreme.
I don't know.
Huh?
MJ.
Oh, MJ. Okay.
Oh, MJ something?
No, I was like, who's Mike? And he's like, MJ. I'm just used to calling him MJ.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm just going to call him Mike for now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we can't get too crazy. There's kids. I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, and I even talked to people like back in the day at Tinley. Like, we would do some stuff. Things would happen. And I would always be like, you know what? It's never going to be better than this Tinley. And somehow it was always better the next time. And it got crazier. And maybe it's me. I mean, we still have our moments, but it's not what it used to be. Even like Daytona. Daytona used to be crazy. And we're all a little calmer now, I find. We're either getting too old or we're just too afraid to have a good time. I don't really know what's happening.
Well, the good times are still happening, I think. I don't know. You got to be a ball guy for sure. I'm actually thinking maybe I should get back into ball pythons because those are the guys having fun.
At least it's.
I'll be honest. I don't think you should get back into ball pythons.
No,
I'm just
ball pythons.
like I said, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
No doubt.
Stick to the designer stuff, please.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Yeah,
I like rare stuff. Yeah.
You got to do what makes you feel better than everybody else, bud. Never change that about yourself.
Okay.
Carry that torch.
But you know what? Maybe we have peaked. I feel like we've peaked. I feel like we're just stretching this out now. Yeah, I feel I've peaked.
Oh, as far as the podcast.
Yeah, I feel like the podcast is peak, guys. I feel like we're reaching. This fucker's over here smoking stuff or something, and Steve. I think Steve just fell asleep.
Steven's he's an autopilot right now. He just fucking.
Was when I left?
No, he did. No, we did. We actually had a great conversation when you left, and then he came back, and then it got depressing again.
Oh fuck, man!
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I've been trying.
Come on, man. That's your thing, and you know it. Don't be mad about it.
Yeah, word.
That's your deal.
Yeah, you bringing everything down. Like it's
here I was all, I'm happy
characters,
again. I'm like, I'm never gonna quit the podcast till the day I die.
Like happy face, sad face,
You could have just left the whole you quitting the podcast like out this episode. You could have at least told me you could have just told me personally, and I would have been like, "Fuck," I probably would have given you some shit. But go ahead.
For the record, Forrest didn't say he was going to quit. I just said I was going to take his job. That's a big difference, man. Don't put this on Forrest.
Yeah.
I just want what Forrest has. I want to be Forrest cool, bro. Like I really, I want people to be like, "Hey, man, I know you." Like Forrest gets all the time. I want that ego trip, dude. I want to feel important.
It's funny how you say that. I think in the beginning I was, obviously fluffing Forrest up, saying how sick does this be because he'd be on it. He's like, no one gives a shit about me, man. I don't, he's all like, yeah, no one even really cares about me. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up, please. You're a goddamn fucking. So many people respect this guy in this community, and they all know what he does. And I'm giving Forrest a fucking solid reach around here. Okay, Forrest, fucking goddamn huge pillar in this goddamn fucking community, bro. Fucking period, man. And I honestly, he's made me mature a lot as far as letting shit go, even though I'm not really too good at it yet. But he's fucking helping me a lot mature, fucking keeping my vision straight on shit like that. So I gotta say right now, Forrest, I can let you feel how you want to feel, but at the end of the day, you are highly respected and loved in this hobby. I think everyone in the comments, everyone watching this, David agrees on this. Steven probably won't say shit. He's an autopilot. He just sits there. So
agreed.
Probably hear something. I know he's probably Steven. Bark twice if you're walking. You there? I just kidding. He's half broken. Oh shit, man. This has been good. I don't want to now. At least we're positive now. We're all good.
No, that's.
I mean, I don't remember it not being positive. I feel like we had a pretty positive vibe the whole time.
Yeah, the whole Nido thing and shit got pretty serious.
You
gotta have some real conversations, Gotta pretend like we actually know things every once in a while.
Oh, this is solid, but as good as this interview was, like the whole bulk of what we've been talking about, I just can't get the beginning out of my head. Man. This is
I wish I could experience the beginning. I don't even know what happened.
Part of it. Well, once you rewatch this, man, it was beyond gold. It was fucking. You know what I mean? We'll never be able to remake what we just made today on this podcast, and that's a fucking fact. Okay, I'm looking forward to watching this tomorrow. Yeah, I'm fucking tired. I'm not doing this tonight, but tomorrow I'm watching this shit, and it's gonna be epic. I can't fucking wait.
Let's definitely do Dave round 2, and then
hella round 2, and then we're gonna do round 1 on my other episode on my other podcast. That way, there's fucking just me and you, Dave, me and you, my man. You feel me?
But we got to bring some other people in, man. I mean, we got to playoff people. Like honestly, I'd love to do this again, and like I said, I'd love to have Junior on here next time, man. Like I just want to hear Junior talk.
I'm down. We'll go and set that up. If you can line that up, that'd be great. We'll have you on next time when you're at the Walmart, of course. We'll make sure everything's everything is delegated as it should be. Your position's good, your reception's good, and then we'll have Junior on as well. And please just verify Junior's Wi-Fi. Verify if he has good internet.
He's got good internet.
Or if the Walmart's less than 20 minutes away from him, okay? At least something like that. Like either I'll be cool with either. And if not, we'll just have to plan accordingly, right? Nothing's perfect.
Here's the thing: not everybody's like me, man. We're gonna do just fine. I think he's got fine. We are good, man. Like this is. I am so desperate for friendship. I drove 30 minutes for this. This is big. I'm happy right now.
This is good.
But Junior, I think it'd be great. Here's the thing. I mean, I'm a little biased and I have people I really like, but we also got to get some people, that don't see eye to eye. I mean, I really thought I'd be debating more with Forrest today, but he's just been stroking my ego and I just don't even know what's going on. Like,
Yeah.
I just thought it would be like our normal conversations where we treat each other like shit. But this is fine, I guess.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to have an OG on that. When you have friends that have been on there or you've been friends with for a long time that you really know. I mean, yeah, normally we are just talking a lot of shit, but it's great. It's cool to have you on here because you get people crazy enough to think like that we're like big names or whatever. But it's like I just remember being nothing in this industry and driving to Alabama to a fucking reptile show because Justin Kabelka is on the reptile or on the vendor list, and you're there too, and it's like I just remember just dreaming of doing this shit. And so it's cool. I've known you for a long time, been a good friend, made a lot of good things happen. So appreciate you, Dave. You should fucking call me more. Quit ignoring my calls.
That's just, my phone doesn't work very well here.
I know, mine doesn't.
Can't just go around calling people.
That's a well-known fact. If anyone watches this podcast, they're going to know that the reception's not that great in Missouri. Well, in your neck of the woods, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. For all my customers, it's not you, it's me. Like I really hate ignoring you guys and making you feel this way sometimes. I wish I could do better. And I will do better.
I will do better.
Yeah. But no, like I said, I think this is good. I mean, I'd love to come on and do some more of these. I mean, honestly, I thought this was going to drag on, and fuck, man, this extra 45 minutes just wasn't enough in my eyes. So,
we're not done, bro.
I'll throw some suggestions. I want to get some Chad Hulker on here, man.
The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to talk. We can just watch him work out the whole time. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. Well, and here we could like do on-air memes. Like you guys could like show us how that magic happens of the meme making.
I really feel that I don't want people to hate me. I just think we should still keep that behind closed doors. I'm willing to add a new person every once in a while, but let's be a little careful with this. It's a very sensitive world we're in right now.
You're talking about the memes?
Yeah, I think my memes are not for everybody, bud. Okay. I feel like I could lose a lot of friends over this.
Okay, cool.
I'll be honest. I just don't think they're right for this show. I just don't.
There's so many
I'm happy to put MJ on the list.
But Dave, you said this is my show, so says who? What if I say that the memes are appropriate for the show?
Well, how about this, MJ? I'm gonna stalk you a little bit over the next couple of weeks, and I'm gonna make some MJ memes, and then you just let me know if you want to get a little further into this. Wait, if you want to send me a little material every once in a while, that'd be nice. All you have to do is send me a picture. I'll cut and paste that into wherever it needs to be.
Oh my God! All I can see is my face around a bunch of penises.
I mean, that is childish, man. Unless it's Forrest penis, it's not going to happen. It's not just going to go out and find random penises. It's got to be a penis that we know.
Oh God! Jeez, stamp it. Oh shit!
So sorry for the younger generation too.
I think
generally
Nobi hasn't responded in a comment in like an hour, so this was her bedtime story tonight. So God knows what Nobi's dreaming about right now. But hopefully it's just the ball python stuff that we were talking about.
Yeah, making it in this industry, man. That's what it's all about. And
I'm young.
Yep.
What?
Living the dream, as Jay would say.
Hey, you know what? I don't know a lot of other hobbies, but this is a great hobby. Business, whatever you want to consider it. I've done other stuff, and I don't know if I'll find happiness in anything else like I find happiness in this.
Amen, bro. Same fucking shit, bro. I can't say no more after that.
Well, I think on that note, it was good, guys. You guys just let me know where to do it again, so I can really pre-plan. Get over here. Like I said, I might even run to a hotel room next time. I'll have Will drive down next time. And me and him will hang out in the room. We'll do it all together. You'll like talking to Will. He's a little shy, but
good.
He's smart. That's the main thing. He's very smart.
Yeah. I think everyone.
Oh, you guys could do it all together. So,
100%. All right, David. Well, you have a wonderful night, man. Like I said, I appreciate you taking the time out of your fucking night, man. And you driving down to the Walmart, coming through, and you made this build up. I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't give a fuck. But regardless, you created such a great build up for what we just went through and heard right now. And this will be probably by far one of our most played interviews. I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it right now. Everyone's going to be watching this shit a lot. So good fucking shit, man. God bless America. God bless David Levinson for this fucking individual. And I can't wait for round 2 because round 2 is going to be goddamn choice. And before I let you go, David, I will tell you right now, Forrest has planned, if I meet you at Tinley or whatever, Arlington, we have plans of having a podcast thing set up so we could fucking, wherever we meet you at shows, we could fucking have you live right then and there. And God knows what you'll be wearing, but I can't fucking wait. You know what I mean? I want to see something short. You feel me? Like not, short. I want to see those short.
You got something short, buddy. I brought shortness to this game. It's cold outside. I did this for you.
Fucking David fucking Levinson, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for this fucking man making history on this show, giving us the longest podcast to date. Once my cheap ass fucking pays StreamYard, we'll be able to go further than 4 hours. But I don't know, man. I don't feel like anyone's gonna take the cake, man. And maybe, but David Levinson's an individual we could, Forrest said, we could probably go all night, man. But I got a real life, so I gotta fucking, fuck, man. David, have a good night, bro. I appreciate you. Drive safe and fucking God bless you, bro. You're amazing.
Thank you guys again. It was great.
All right. One last thing. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm not sure. I didn't know where to be.
What about a shout out to Cheryl, man?
I'm sorry. I brought her up earlier when we almost set the house on fire. Did I not say Cheryl's name then?
Oh, yeah, you did. Okay. Just shout out to...
No, I'm saying, hey, you know what? Props to Cheryl. Does a ton to help out or help with what we're doing. These last 3 years, I have not been able to focus on my collection and what, I've been trying to build for years. She stepped in. She's been doing a great job. And there's things that we've probably done with skinks that wouldn't have happened if I did it. So, like I said, solid work. And like I said, I'm really hoping we have a great year this year. We did some really weird crosses that didn't make any sense. And, let's just hope we don't go back to normal looking animals after doing that. But, no, it's good. Like I said, she holds up her end of the deal. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have that because my responsibilities have changed.
Yeah,
for sure. Shout out to Cheryl. Tell her we said what's up.
100%.
For sure. You guys be safe. Thanks, everything. Hey, can't wait to see Lars in a couple weeks, man. I need some real Lars time.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
We're going to see that. All right, bro. Have a good night, David.
All right, peace.
Good night.
Holy shit, fellas. My mind is fucking blown right now.
That was a big one.
That was a big one. And, what's really making me mad is my responsibilities for early tomorrow morning, what I got to do right now. Because I could still go for a fucking at least 1 more hour. This could have been an easy 5-hour fucking episode. And it's running it just under 4. I think Steven just crashed out. He's already asleep. He just not. Oh, there. Okay. But listen, guys, shout out to fucking everyone who tuned in, all the people in the comments who sticked with us. The majority of you guys were here the whole time. So you guys you gave us your time of day. And I appreciate it so much. And fucking Forrest, man, I appreciate you fucking.
See you, brother.
You made it, Steven. You're fucking, didn't say as much as you said you were going to say, but still, you did come in proper.
I beat the Ari episode, so that's a step in the right direction.
100%. And you were there on time. So just keep being there on time and fucking pick up your boys' slack when you need to. And you guys have a good night, man. Shout out to Cold Blooded Cafe, fucking $30 flat rate shipping all across the United States. So, my snakes are thriving as shit, and they're spoiled shit off their guys' food, man. So you guys fuck around, go to the best of the best. Yeah, everyone has some good shit going on, but they don't got going on like these twos, bro. So Cold Blooded Cafe. Yeah, you guys have a wonderful night, okay?
No,
for sure.
I'll hit you guys up tomorrow.
All right, peace, bro.
All right. You guys have a wonderful fucking night. That shit was epic. Tune in next time. We got another guest that's going to be just as sick. But yeah, man, shout out to you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, show some love. Peace.